All right, everybody, welcome here. We are officially live for the Midwest edition of the GOML North American Circuit, man. We got $1,000 prize pools on the line across the entire nation. We've already covered more than half of them, but we're here to bring you for the Midwest one. Here I am. I'm Rickles.
And I'm Ori. I'm so happy to be here. When GOML reached out to me for an opportunity to cast, and I couldn't say no. And when they said I'd be casting with Rickles, I said, I can't say no even more. I love any opportunity I get to work with you, Rick. I'm happy we get to bring home some awesome action and cast some fantastic matches here today.
Yeah, man, we've absolutely worked together really well in the past. A lot of the Midwest is already familiar with seeing us at, like a Midwest arena or like at Frostbite. So incredible stuff. I mean, you're wearing the Frostbite stuff right now. So
of course, always got a Brett.
Hell yeah. So for those of you that aren't familiar with this kind of event, this is a very special event where Even Matchup Gaming is in fact inviting 8 hidden bosses, and those 8 hidden bosses are right there in front of the screen. It's Atata, Ned, Raven King, Skittles, Yez, Daybreak, Comet, and the 8th will be Apollo Kage, not Yeti. Yeti's kind of stepped out of like the social media presence, but Apollo Kage has been stepping up. Just last weekend at Hit Point Online number 4, Apollo Kage was able to reverse 3-0 Meister and then just fall second to him in Grand. So Apollo Kage will be the 8th person on Sunday. So all 8 of those players are floated to Sunday. We're going to find out who the remaining 8 of the top 16 are today.
Yeah, I'm very excited to find out who is joining these 8 phenomenally talented players. I love the idea of seeing like top talent floated. I think it kind of adds a little bit of pressure onto these players, but I think it also gives players who are entered into this bracket a little bit of a hit list, right? I want to take down these players that the organizers think are way better than me. I want to prove that I should be in contention next time.
I'm super excited to just get into this, man. Like look at those powerhouses you have. You have Raven King, and Ned, and Atata, man. All of them have been top 1 or 2 in Illinois. You have Daybreak from Michigan. You have Comet from Wisconsin. Yez from, I think he's from Kansas, or he's from Missouri, I think.
Yeah, I know Yez is Midwest West. I'm not too sure what region, but of course, Skittles, Nebraska's own Youngling, man, is quite talented as well. Apollo Kage, he's from Missouri as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Just the other part, St. Louis.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing some talented Midwest players on Sunday, but we're going to be seeing even more talented Midwest stars coming back later today. I mean, today all day, and then even I think especially when we come to that like top 32, because we can't cover all the matches that we're going to be seeing through this bracket, so we're going to be missing a few matches, but we're going to be seeing some of the cream of the crop today.
Yeah, there'll be 2 blocks today of commentary. We'll be taking care of the first half, and then you'll be brought in later for the second half. And then from top 32 to top 8 will be condensed into those. Then the final 16 players will be ready tomorrow. So I'm super excited for all of this, man. I just can't wait to get fully into it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I was browsing the bracket just a little bit this morning just to see what players to look out for. Seeing players like Colonies. I've been seeing Colin post on Twitter, and I've been seeing his bracket runs occasionally, and he has been stepping up so much. His Youngling is crazy strong now compared to when I last saw him at Frostbite. There has been a significant level up during this hyperbolic time chamber of a time frame since March. So that's definitely a player to watch out for. You also have Tony Z-Tank. He's one of the Nebraska's strongest players as well, a good Sonic player. I saw Boo Bear, Michigan's resident Rob main. He is hiding in that bracket somewhere as well. I think he could potentially take it pretty far in this bracket. I know he has been playing a lot. I haven't seen him entering a whole lot of tournaments, but the man has been grinding, and the man is a threat to be dealt with.
Yeah, man, both of us really strong in the commentary regard, but even more so because we're behind the scenes of a lot of these tournaments. We're here seeding the brackets, we're here behind the weeklies, the regionals, the majors, for example. So we know these hidden bosses, and we know who's going to be a threat to the floated 8 players. So be on the lookout for that. I'm excited to see what we have in store for the rest of the tournament.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be a fantastic time, and gotta give a shout out to Red Bull before we get into anything else, being a huge sponsor for this event. I wish I had one on me that I could get some wings and help commentate this event a little bit with more gusto, but guess some water will have to do.
Oh, that would be so good. Yeah, absolutely, man. I just had a Red Bull this week. I love it, man. So I don't know. I think we're just going to be waiting for a match, but shout outs to Even Matchup Gaming for making this circuit. It's like 2 months long, something every weekend for every region. We saw like the Southeast region, ESAM won that. We saw I think it was like the Northeast Canadian region. I think Riddles won that. I don't know. It's all on smash.gg/GOML open. And if you want to see the brackets for this one specifically, do smash.gg/GOML Midwest. $1,000 on the line every weekend. And then this is all part of a major circuit where at the end of it, like, it's going to be just something massive. So check out for all the information on smash.gg. This is a really, really cool project that I think throughout like quarantine, I think this is like one of the coolest things that could have been done. It's just like putting a spotlight on every specific sub-region.
Exactly. And if you really think about it too, one of the main gripes you see a lot of these players who are competing actively at like events across the country every week, you see people kind of complain that they have to fight somebody from California and they're from New Jersey. But with the GOML Online Open, you are playing players just from your region. So you don't need to worry about any crazy latency issues. You get to just focus on becoming the strongest player within your sub-region. And the only ones that look like they're left after the Midwest Open is just West Coast and Northeast for both the United States. So this Open's coming down to the end here, and I'm really excited to go see the old, like the big finale. I think that is going to be really awesome to see.
Oh, yeah, I just decided. Okay, so yes, looks like we got our first match lined up. It's Aphrodisiac versus Grid. I know Aphrodisiac from my region. I see him at some of my locals. King DDD Main, who's actually made some definite upsets in the past. So I'm super excited to just see what's going to happen now.
DDD has been one of those characters that I believe he received some type of like minor buff and like a recent, like kind of like a past patch. But when you take a character like DDD, put him online, man, he becomes a whole different beast of a bird.
Absolutely. Aphrodisiac definitely like a positive force in the Chicagoland community. Definitely supports the locals. He supports the streamers as well. So shout outs to him, man. This is the kind of thing. It's like Smash Bros. It's a full on like lifestyle. Grid, it looks like he had like a Little Mac icon, so maybe it might be DDD Little Mac. I'm not sure.
Well, that should be fun. That's what you like to see, right? And it truly speaks to the Midwest, right? Midwest has always, since even back in the Melee days, 2005. I'm sorry, I'm dating myself here since I've been playing competitive Smash for that long. The Midwest has always been known as this region where you see the off-meta picks. And the fact that our first match for the Midwest Open is possibly a DDD versus Little Mac, this couldn't get any more Midwestern, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, 100%. Man, we already know the Little Mac experience that we get from Quasi, Nebraska, man. We got absolute monsters in the Midwest. So I think we're just going to get the players in the arena and see how it goes.
I'm very excited. Whoever wins Smash has to go up against Marshall from Wisconsin. Honestly, if you win your round one, just looking at the talent that's in this bracket today, you are not in for an easy time. There's no free round twos here. So this is going to be fun.
That's so cool, man. And Marshall, definitely known in Ultimate for his snake play. Now, he also had like a young Link and Ike throughout his path in Ultimate. He was known in Smash 4 for his Diddy Kong, and definitely a prominent player in other Smash games as well. So this guy is an absolute beast.
Definitely. Oh, man. I really do hope we get to see this TV. I'm not going to lie. I've kind of hyped myself up a little bit for not really low tier, but a very underused tier of characters.
So yeah, we're just waiting to get these players in the ring. I'm sure they're going through their Smash GG stage striking. If I know my even matchup rule sets, there will be no Lilat on this rule set. So I'm totally down for that.
No Lilat, man. I actually did not look at the rules. Is Small Battlefield going to be legal at all today?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was about to say it'd be kind of weird if.
I think the circuit started.
I was gonna say, like, I think it'd be a little odd if they changed the rule set up for a different qualifier.
Yeah, maybe in the finals though, because I know Smash GG recently implemented 2 new small battlefield rule sets. One of them is 9 stages with like Lilat and small battlefield. One of them is 8 stages where it replaces Lilat with small battlefield. So, and I think that 8 stage one is actually like exactly the Frostbite rule set, but without Lilat with small battlefield.
I think it is exactly just that. It's very interesting that what small battlefield has done to the meta, because man, I don't think anybody was ever prepared to get another legal stage again. So to the fact that we have to add something in, little odd.
Yeah, but both these players are in the arena ready to go at it. It's definitely a Little Mac icon. It's got like a Wispy Woods as well. After Tuesday is 1,000% going King DDD. Like, I've never seen him play another character.
Awesome, man. That just seemed like on paper you just think of the matchup DD versus Lil Mac, and that just seems like a very odd matchup to be playing in for honestly like both characters, but primarily Little Mac, right? I feel like Gordo's just really disrupt a lot of the flow for Little Mac, and Deity can just kind of like go off stage with his multiple jumps and just make a life a living.
Ooh,
A little hard for Lil Mac.
Got baited by the in-game tokens. It's actually going to be King DDD versus Yoshi on Pokemon Stadium 2.
Oh my goodness. The icon bait, man.
That's smart, though. The mix-up.
The true mix-up. Or he's just a really big Punch-Out fan. Maybe he's a Punch-Out speedrunner. Who knows?
Oh, true. All right, yeah. Let's get into the action. Aphrodisiac versus Grid, Game 1, Pokemon Stadium 2. King DDD and Yoshi. I don't really know how this matchup's going to go. Both of them have really good like KO power. DDD absolutely has more KO power, but the mobility that Yoshi has to offer is just going to be such a potent threat too.
Yeah, I'm just thinking with how quick Yoshi is. Yoshi could have just very well overwhelmed DDD with just how quickly his aerial movement is, how fast he's able to just change up his his direction in the air. And a lot of Yoshi's moves are just going to kind of mitigate that Gordo. So Gordo is going to become kind of like a non-existent factor for the most part.
Game 1 starting right here, Pokemon Stadium 2. Both of them looks like they have like minor connections, so they're going to do like a little bit of connection back and forth.
Yep. No, yeah, you can see I'm just doing a little bit of a button check right now, but hopefully that gets cleared up. So you said Aphrodisiac, definitely from Chicago. Do we know where Grid is from? Let's go check his profile. He is from Nebraska. So, wow, man, that's kind of like what you like about these kind of like these brackets that feature like kind of like targeted regions. You really get to see like these players you've actually not really heard of.
Okay, these two are definitely just dishing up damage right now. So. Looks like they're actually getting right on into it. So the connection definitely cleared up. I remember seeing Grid from one of my tournaments online. So now it's all coming back to me. This Nebraska and Yoshi. I'm gonna go ahead and see the audio mixer real quick to make sure that you guys are getting the game audio that you need.
Oh, and Aphrodisiac takes game 1 with that up B, the crash landing part. That's something that you don't like actually like expect too often to kind of like get the kill, right? It's such a telegraphed move that when it actually does hit you, you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just let that hit me. But right now, we got the audio, baby. We're back. But I like how even though GRD lost that first stock, he's still like putting on pressure and he's not like taking too much. But like for kind of like committing to this kind of like a slightly aggressive option.
And
but here we go. Grid gets that second or that first stock off of Aphrodisiac. So let's see if he can take Yoshi's really good damage output and just kind of like build up a lead. Because right now he was down, but man, look at that. That percent is just evened up. Going to be that was really cool. A little bit of a frame drop there, but should not be too much. Oh, he's charging F smash. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Egg does not throw back Gordo. I was pretty sure it would.
Yeah, it gets Gordo to the face.
Yeah.
Every issue you have to see in pools is like these closer games. Because it's pretty dead even right now. It's 2 stocks apiece, high percent.
Yeah. Oh, gets the Nair to trade. That's huge. That's really big for momentum for Grid, because now that Yoshi's got a little bit of he's got the rage on, this is going to be really good for him to just kind of rack up some percent. But a missed jab leads to a free down smash, and King Deity evens up the stock count.
All right, we're just getting started here. Gets the combo game, looking for a grab follow-up. Catches him on the landing, though. Gets just a Grid, applying extra pressure on the landing.
Oh, he gets the inhale, but now he's just got to try and keep this Yoshi off stage. But Yoshi's just going to get backstage pretty free. He was able to kind of stall his recovery as much as he could with those egg tosses. Gets the up smash on the platform and gets the kill. And that's that up smash by Yoshi is just so strong. And even for a heavy character like Deity, even at something kind of a lower percent than you'd imagine, still finds himself hitting that upper blast zone.
And yeah, game 1 going to Grid, and as this is pools, this is all best of 3 territory. I don't think we're going to dip into best of 5 until the top 16 tomorrow. So we got 200 players to condense into 8 tonight, and this is game 1 going to Nebraska's Grid. Man, this Yoshi player getting a good catch on the platform, so he will eat that up smash.
Especially with how that match opened up. To see that Grid or GRD it was able to turn it around, that was some good play by him. Because Deity, sometimes when you let Deity take the first stock, you just want to kind of rush in and damage him, just try and even out that stock count, and that's exactly what Deity wants. But Grid was able to just hold it down, find his battles, find his hits, and he managed to take that first game.
So now I think that we've worked out, because once you start an online stream, we obviously got to work out a couple of make sure all the players are accommodated for, make sure the connection's all smooth, and it looks like it definitely smoothed out after the first 30 seconds. So we're gonna go to Kalos Pokemon League for game 2.
Ooh, I like the Kalos pick for Deity, wanting something a little bit bigger, gonna help with survivability. And with the bigger stage, he's going to be able to slow that pace down and get those Gordos out a little bit more. So we'll see if this counter pick choice can work out.
It's looking pretty good for Grid so far. Already taking on 60% unanswered after Tree's definitely struggling to get in on this Yoshi.
Definitely. And, that early percent lead, that's kind of what Yoshi wants, right? He's able to just rack up so much quick damage because of his down air, because of his nair. And even, if he can get grabs, Yoshi's got some sort of, follow-ups. Not, any inherent, bread and butters, but he's able to kind of just, read DI well and just get damage going. Okay, so Egg can toss back Gordo. I was not too sure if it could.
Yeah, Yoshi's got some good priority on his moveset. He should be able to knock back Gordo with a lot of his kit. Very fortunate for him, because that's if you can't knock it up effectively, you can definitely take mad damage just getting all these bad trades.
Yeah. Oh, trying to go out there, but he gets the up E again. But I'm not going to kill this time. It's not going to be game 1 repeat. It's the forward tilt just to try and get Yoshi off stage so he can get some stage control, force Yoshi into a bad situation for having to get off the ledge, but finds his way on. And both these guys are just throwing out moves, man. They're just trying to find something that connects.
Yeah, here it is. Opportunity on the ledge. Really good at hanging on. Both of them hanging on their stocks in the triple digits.
Yeah. This first stock is, for both these characters, you kind of expect them to get some early kill. They can get early percent kills, but man, they were living. But Yoshi gets the kill, finds that first stock, and now he gets to just enjoy Yoshi beating up on big body characters at low percents. Everything just seems to connect. It doesn't even matter what you're throwing out. It'll just find a way to connect and rack up at least like 15 to 25%.
Oh, really good. A call out up smash saying you can't land near me. That's going to be grid stock flying off the top. We got 2-stock game.
Use the inhale on the egg, spin it right back. Nice down throw. Yeah. That's one of those kind of scary things about DD, right? He gets a grab, and based on your DI, he gets to kind of like pick and choose what aerial he wants to throw out as a kind of like a bread and butter.
He gets a jab out, forcing Yoshi to land away. Now we got Afrotrezek with a slight lead. Let's see if he can carry this momentum and bring it to a game 3, or at least take the next stock.
Oh my gosh, that shield was looking low from that ground pound. So Afrotrezek got to be a little mindful for the next like few interactions to make sure his shield can regenerate quick. But oh, we see an unfortunate self-destruct using the egg roll off stage. That is the one place you never want side B to come out.
Excellent use of the jab right there.
Oh my gosh. He must have dropped his shield just early enough to actually let that up tilt hit. I was very surprised. I'm like, there's no way. Yoshi's shield never gets poked.
Afrotrezek definitely keeping this super competitive. Oh my god, all that pressure with the landing on the stage!
Oh my gosh, that egg was burnt, dude. That was the crispiest looking egg. But he finds the forward air, gets the kill, 78% down. Not too much to worry about if I was grid. You can just, all you need is just like a down air, find an up air, back airs maybe. You can just get you can mitigate this percent deficit that you have. Look at that, down air, back air. The true combo.
Yeah.
True combo.
Grid slowly bringing it back, but no, just as I
Down
said that.
smash? Oh, he lived.
Yeah, he survived, but not to another one, no.
No, not to that second one.
I can't take a second one, no. So, Afrotrezek on the board now. We got 1-1. That's what you like to see, man. Right when the stream starts, we got a 1-1 scenario. Illinois' Afrotrezek bringing it to Nebraska's grid.
Yep, that's what you like to see, right? You never want a steamroll for game the first set of the day on stream. You got to give the people a little bit of something to get their blood flowing. Be like, whoa, we got an intense match to start off the day. I'm excited to see where we go for game number 3. We saw a lot of good adaptation coming from Afrotrezek. The counter pick to Kalos definitely proved to be very good. The stage being a little bit bigger, giving him some room to breathe against Yoshi, definitely seemed to work out very favorably.
And it's just really cool to see the entire like all the Midwest representatives just come out from far and wide. All the states we've come to list. You know, it's like with colonies, we had Ohio representation, and we have Nebraska and Illinois here. Like everyone, man, the whole Midwest is coming together for this prize pool. People in the Twitch chat hanging out. This is exactly what we want to see. So Battlefield for Game 2 is going to be the destination.
And let's go. I like the triplat pick. Definitely going to be very good for Yoshi. Yoshi, when you're above him, especially if you're like DD, definitely going to be a little bit of a difficulty to try and get out from above him. So we'll see if Afrotrezek can in fact find a way to work around Yoshi and how quickly he moves.
Even percents here, really good recovery, saying get off of me with that up air. And he's been landing on stage a lot, but it's actually not getting punished much for it.
No, because sometimes you don't really want to miss doing that really early, right? Because if you say you drop your shield a little bit early, or you kind of move in quick, a little bit too quick, you could just take a lot of unnecessary damage. Oh wow. This Dragon Ball Z moment, right? When the Gordo and the forward air collide. Tries to get an up tilt, up smash. Anytime for Afrotrezek, every time he sees Grid just kind of go above him, he's ready to either toss the up tilt or an up smash out just to try and cover some type of, just to cover that jump.
Really clean back air coming out. Grid taking first stock in game 3. Let's see if he can ride this momentum on his counter pick stage. I think this is a really good stage for Yoshi too, considering his combo game and his upwards juggles.
Yeah. Yeah, that triangle platform layout definitely going to be coming in clutch for extending combos and kind of just like putting massive amounts of pressure on to DDD.
I absolutely heard as well that like DDD players don't really like playing on like these stages. Like I know Yoshi's in at least a lot of that just for the triplat stuff, but
That up air should get the kill, and we see it. That spinning hammer sends him up and away with a star KO. So we are back to 2 stocks apiece here on game number 3. And right off the Halo platform, Grid just goes right in and just throws a flurry of moves right on to DDD.
That's the
jab. All right.
Rapid jab, yeah.
And Aphrodisiac, he's still like, I love seeing that all the fight he's putting up, right? He knows that he is going to be like outsped by Yoshi in terms of just like frame data and just character speed in general. But I love that he's still putting up a huge fight and not making this so easy.
And 2 stocks high percent here, but the advantage is to Yoshi right now. Yoshi is absolutely his own kind of tank.
Yeah, Yoshi is a different breed of tankiness.
But he's not in any threat of losing a stock at 70, but after Treesiax King DDD at 140, man, he's kind of in danger.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little too close. Not going to get anything with these very like late hit nairs, but man, is he in the realm of death for like a fully connected back air. Oh, or a ground pound. That's one of those things when you're playing against Yoshi, you got to be aware if you are trying to chase after Yoshi when he's above you, you're at kill percent. More often than not, that Yoshi is just going to throw out ground pound to just get himself down to the ground floor immediately and possibly take your stock in the process.
Oh, he's going to get hit off of the side there. After Treesiac on his winner's side stock, he needs to even this up.
Get really close down to the wire. Finds the down air, gets 34%. That's a very good opening for Yoshi, right? He just wants to just get as much percent tacked onto this deity as possible, so his job becomes a lot easier when he drops his second stock and he's forced onto his last stock.
Grid doing a really good job of staying alive too.
Yeah, I like that he's kind of like weaving himself in and out of like these threat areas from DDD. That back throw's not going to kill. That DDD's got not a whole lot of kill throw options, but that rapid jab could spell doom, and it does. 62% tacked on, great amount of extra damage by Grid. But now we're seeing these quick early percent bread and butters come out from Aphrodisiac, and he's only he's brought it down to just a 20% deficit. That man tried to cheeky get a freaking an inhale combo or an inhale kill. Oh my gosh! Just trying to
that even game.
Just trying to sneak it.
Oh, what's this? Oh!
Gets the forward air spike. When I see Yoshis go out that deep, I know that they are so confident in that they're going to get the kill right there that you just better hope that they can like just miss, because that Yoshi can go deep when he's going for offstage shenanigans.
What a good, clean match, man. Game 3, last stock, high percents. Aphrodisiac put on a good show. Hopefully he exceeds even further in the loser's side of bracket. But Grid will be moving on in winners for a chance at those top 8 qualifying spots.
Yep, man. And just like, I wish I had like 8 monitors so I could just put one of every pool like to my left, so I can just like look at all the pools at the same time, just because when you're focused on like this one match, you really don't know what's happening in this bracket, because like you said, there's like over 180 players entered today, so that is so many matches to just keep a tally of.
Yeah, Beam versus Paji will be our next match on the stream here. They're from Pool A. They're Pool A1. It's going to be Inkling versus Zero Suit Samus on Pokemon Stadium 2.
I'm very excited about this. Paji is a Michigan native. Prior to the quarantines, Paji was making very solid strides and becoming like a competent like upper mid-level player. I wouldn't say like gatekeeper status, but he was becoming a really strong player that like was a bracket threat for a lot of people. And since everything's moved to online, he has been putting in mad amounts of work at a bunch of the different Michigan online events that happen. And I know at a recent Shell Shocked, I believe he beat Kasev, PR number 5 in Michigan, right as our first season of 2020 came to an end. So to see that somebody like Paji is making huge amounts of strides over this kind of like online era, it definitely bodes well for when we inevitably get to return to offline.
So yeah, Beamed, also the opponent is a Zero Suit Samus player, so we'll be challenging Paji's Inkling. And I'm going to go pull up the info on Beamed. It looks like Beamed is from Detroit, Michigan as well. Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go. Michigan versus Michigan. Should be a good match.
So something that's kind of like understated, I think, is that like quarantine kind of like forced a lot of people to stay at home, which means that like a lot of people are discovering Smash Ultimate. So this community is definitely still growing.
Definitely.
I gotta wonder if these people that are entering these online tournaments will continue the trend once offline tournaments start becoming a relevant thing.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting thing, right? What will the shape of online or offline events be like when we are able to return to them? We're starting to see over in Japan, they're starting to return to events, but before we can even talk about that and how far away the United States is from that, we got to talk about this match. Zero Suit versus Inkling on Pokemon Stadium 2. This is a very these are two characters that you see at the highest level of play. So let's see how these two players do here.
Yeah, it seems like Inkling's been fading a little bit more into obscurity, but there's definitely some talented Inkling talent out there. But you never know, man. This Beam player can be like the next Michigan rising star. So just see what happens in this Michigan brawl.
And right now, Beam putting in mad amounts of work. Definitely kind of a surprising Paji, I bet. Paji just trying to find some type of opening, gets a grab, goes for the up air, or goes for the nair, try to get a bear. He's just trying to get the quick little percent taps just to try and mitigate this deficit he had right at the start of this match. Ooh, back throw. All right, just trying to get him out.
Yeah, trying to find that off-stage stock. Zero Suit mobility is just incredible. But now both of them are in danger of losing the stock. Let's see if Inkling can land a roller, but Zero Suit just so mobile, it's going to be really hard to land it.
Oh wow, that was so smart of Paji. He got the perfect shield, but then kept shielding because he knows that the side B is multi-hit, and he gets the first stock too.
Yeah, I guess that the Paji getting the first stock on the board. Now let's see if there's any extra credit that can be obtained. Pokemon Stadium 2, definitely a bigger stage. I think this is... Ooh, no way. He's going to just get eaten alive for that. No percent on the board, man. Even game.
Yeah, even despite Pokemon Stadium 2's size, a fresh Zero Suit Samus up B out of shield, when you're at remotely close to kill percent, you're going to be dead. But let's see if we can see Beam kind of like show a similar start to how Stock 1 began, because we saw him take a very early percent lead, but once he kind of like had Paji like over like the 80% threshold, he really did know how to like kind of like put Paji in a position where he's gonna be kind of like losing that stock. We're seeing Paji keep up the consistent gameplay, finding his hits when he needs, getting quick follow-ups, and holding really good stage control.
Yeah, Paji definitely laying down damage here and applying all this pressure, but now even just like that, we got even game from Beam. The Beam Zero Suit Samus is just matching these hit for hit. Now we got even percents.
Really like that use of the Splat Bomb when trying to recover. Kind of like threw Beam for a loop. He's like, wait, what do I do here? There's just this bomb right in front of me. I can't just attack it. But gets
the side B.
It's so odd seeing that move kill. It still odds me out when when I see it kill, because I just think, oh, this shouldn't look like a kill move.
That's pretty good for those high percent scenarios. I think Zero Suit Samus is going to be looking for those at high percents. the side B and the up smash, but no, now they're going to get rollered, and now we got an even one-stock game for game one between Beamed and Podgy.
Yeah, these guys are honestly just trading blow for blow, stock for stock. They're not giving the other a chance to breathe when they have some sort of a stock lead. They just go right back into the action.
Definitely an incredibly competitive game one set, man. This whole tournament so far has been just such a joy to watch, but just how even things have been. And Podgy now on the receiving end of this, despite finding the first lead, now at the deficit.
That he is, and he gets a little bit of time to charge up his ink. That's something a lot of you see like England players do, is they find like this perfect time to just pause, do a quick pause, recharge that ink, refill it up. Oh, but we're going to get an up smash out of the roller, and that is it. Wow, Podgy just steals it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. If you are Podgy, what do you ban against Zero Suit Samus? You probably got to ban some of the stages that are like a little smaller to kind of mitigate upbeat, like a upbeat at the ledge from killing you.
This
So
is actually,
I could see
we
Battlefield
actually
as the
narrowed
counter
it
pick.
down. So I was thinking the same thing, but actually this is a really strange pick I did not expect at all. We got Kalos Pokemon League for Zero Suit Samus.
Interesting. Maybe mitigate the wall.
Yeah, wall jump will be beneficial.
Yeah. Let's see. This is definitely a very interesting counter pick. Like, because when I think of like where would Zero Suit counter pick, I was like, what would Mars do? You know, we're not focusing on what Mars would do. This is what Beams do. He is confident in this counter pick that this is the right move to take this to a game number 3 and beat this Inkling.
Yeah, last game was close enough, and it was also like a big stage, but this time they got the wall assist, so maybe they're thinking like, hey, if I get a little bit of like extra stuff going for me, maybe I can just turn this game in my favor. And so far, it's a good start.
Yeah. What can we... Ooh. And right now, like, I love when I see Podgy, like, find, like, the one hit, and then he knows that, like, what is the, like, correct follow-up to do out of it. Like, you'll see him do, like, forward airs, and then he'll, like, right away recognize that, okay, at this percent, like, right now, this is when I go for a jab. Because it'll just be, like, a free percent. Ooh, and that disconnect.
So these two are still going at it in the arena, though, so there will still be a result no matter what. I got my eyes peeled on this. Game one definitely swung solidly in Podgy's favor. This is just another product of like online. It does tend to happen with a lot of online tournaments. So let's see how the set will continue and whose favor it will swing in.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm as somebody who knows so much about the Michigan scene. Beamed coming out of nowhere and impressing me a lot, right? I was speaking very highly of Podgy and the growth he's done as a player over the course of the past few months, and Beamed clearly showing that he has also been in the lab. He might not be entering a lot of the Michigan online events right now, but he is doing his own bits of training, and he's not going to make it easy.
And I think we just left off at the end of like the first stock, so it's just gonna be a little bit here in the back and forth between like Zero Suit Samus and Inkling. They kind of have to chip away at each other for a very long time, so it could be quite a minute before we get onto here. But I gotta hope we can get a game 3 because it's always good to see the set conclusion on the stream.
Mm-hmm. You definitely don't want to be missing the action.
I remember there was like a juice box tournament. It was like Raven King and Skittles, and then there's this like grand finals game 4, and it's like everyone's like hoping, it's like, man, I hope Raven King loses game 4 so we can actually see the end of the tournament on stream.
Oh, that's like one of those things that I've definitely have experienced with running Shell Shocked every week. It's just like, oh my goodness, we got to disconnect. And then like either like the person who won game 1 goes on and wins the set, and you're just like, man, I really wish I could have seen how that ended.
But in the meantime, let's go ahead and shout out Even Matchup Gaming for putting on a circuit, $1,000 on the line this weekend, and then Red Bull as well for helping arrange this entire circuit. So this is a really good collaboration that they're bringing to the entire North America, man. They brought it to Mexico, to Canada, multiple parts of the U.S. So shout outs to them, man. $1,000 every weekend.
Yeah, it is not easy to organize a Smash circuit. And it is not easy to organize a Smash circuit of a whole continent scale. So big ups to GOML, Even Matchup Gaming, for being able to do this for almost like over a month now. For like the past few weeks, every weekend. It is very. They might not receive a whole lot of thank yous, but from a fellow organizer, I commend and applaud everything that is being done for this.
And the set is concluded. We got a 2-0 finish from Podgy, moving on in winners. Beam putting up a good fight in the first game we saw. Didn't get to catch the end of the second game, but Podgy will be advancing further on in winners. Good stuff.
Yeah, that counter pick in Kalos might have not worked out too well. But
yeah, I had like slight like feeling that it was going to be like a good inkling stage. Just like all that ground to work with, more time to roller. Zero Suit has to land, and it's just like a pain.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Zero Suit gets a lot out of platforms that have, or stages that have multiple platforms, right? Being able to pressure with her aerials, being able to do frame traps that kind of like force the your opponent to kind of like directional air dodge or just air dodge onto a platform unsafely. So I don't know. The counter pick might have not been the most ideal, but Beamed was a man with a plan. But Podgy foiled that plan, and it gets to advance. And now Podgy finds himself one set away from making top 32 winner side.
Yeah, this is like the stage counter pick thing when you got like a 7 or 8 or 9 stage list. It's just such a big deal. Like you can't sleep on it, especially like sometimes you will be stubborn or you'll have like pride in yourself to think like, hey, I can just run it back and you just run it back to a stage that you lost on. But that's not what you want to go with. It looks like our next opponents have been determined, though. It looks like we're going to get 34 versus Just a Panda. And it's going to be Just a Panda playing Mewtwo and 34 playing Olimar on Smashville.
Ooh, Olimar. I love me some Space Cadet, man.
Oh, yeah. I do remember you played a lot of Olimar and Brawl as well as early Ultimate.
Yeah, back when I actually competed in this game.
People don't know about the Ori that competed.
Dude, no, I hardly even know about him. I can't tell you how many times I went into a tournament and people see me playing. They're like, "Wait, who do you actually play in this game?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't play often."
Man. The Brawl history and the Brawl lore is just so cool to hear about. Like when the Brawl players in Illinois came back, I just like love talking to them to learn about history. I'd be talking to like DLA and Kane, and I'm like, wow, man, Brawl days were definitely something special. JJ Rockets too, man.
Yes, they were. And I'm looking. I found this is in Pool A4 for those of you at home who want to follow along with the bracket. This is a top 32 winners qualifier, so the winner of this gets to make it in top 32 winner side, whereas the loser still needs to play one more match to make it into that top 32. So both these players definitely want to get that W just so they can have a little bit of time just to relax, calm down, and look at the bracket ahead. So we'll see. Olimar versus Mewtwo. With the recent buffs to Mewtwo, I can imagine this matchup is going to be a little bit of a pain for Olimar, who has never done too well with characters that are way quicker than him. And especially characters with incredible, strong, aerials, like Mewtwo's forward air. So this should be a very interesting matchup.
Oh, and stocks are going to fly. Both of them are just so light. And, both of them hit hard as well with the purples, and purple will probably devastate Mewtwo, but let's see. It's not looking very good for our boy 34.
Oh, no! He accidentally overshoots the up B, finds himself bonking the head of the underneath the log, and loses first stock. But man, you're Olimar, right? You're a character that has such an incredibly high damage output because of Pikmin, getting a grab, doing a down throw, getting a follow up, whether it's forward air, back air, or even a smash attack read. Olimar's damage output definitely can mitigate this. And as long as there's a purple on deck, you are going to be able to see this Mewtwo on a constant fear of his stock.
Yeah, 34 actually in a big deficit right now. We got Just a Panda just kind of doing a really good job of holding stage and just keeping away from Alf's zone.
And right now, this lineup of Pikmin for 34, definitely ideal. Having a blue, having a purple, and having a yellow. You get the disjoint from the yellow, you get the kill pressure from purple, and you get a very strong grab out of blue. And he finds a purple up smash and sends Mewtwo into the heavens, but just like that, an instant retort from Just a Panda with a forward smash of their own, getting the kill and having a very sizable stock lead here heading into the tail end of game number 1.
Yeah, very solid stuff right there. Now you have the second stock coming off of 34. Just a Panda, very confident lead here. A lot of danger that Olimar is going to be in this position, being on last stock against a heavy hitter that is Mewtwo. Mewtwo just kind of controlling the space on the other side of the stage. That long tail just going to outrange a lot of the options that Olimar has.
But that long tail also adds into an extended hurt box, right? That's going to be huge for Olimar when he's like, you see him kind of like fishing for like up airs or aerials and stuff because of Mewtwo's tail kind of like extending where he can get hurt from. Definitely going to be able to find some stray hits.
Right now, both of them just kind of controlling the pacing here. On ledge is Mewtwo, but getting off of it safely. Let's see if he can rack up some more extra credit. We have 34 trying to apply a ledge trap, but no, gets knocked off stage instead.
Yeah, and honestly, the fact that Just a Panda is able to sit here at 193% on his second stop, definitely going to be good because he was able to just rack up so much percent onto Olimar. Because now that Mewtwo's coming off with a fresh stock, that means that forward air is fresh, that means the smash attacks are fresh, and it means all the grabs are fresh. And
yeah, I can't ever say I've seen Mewtwo survive to 200%.
No, it's very, very seldom. It makes sense that the only character you would see that happen against is Olimar, right? Because Olimar is just constantly outputting damage, but it doesn't mean they're finding a kill.
Yeah, he's chucking those Pikmin, but usually some of the late hits of the landing.
Yeah.
But now, despite that, it's actually a very even game. Actually, Mewtwo is in definite threat of losing his stock, but no, going to catch that landing. Good stuff to Just a Panda. But keeping it close is 34. There's a good chance that we could see a game 3 between the two.
Yep. And now I'm pretty sure I may have saw this, but there was a point where 34 had 2 purples out. There was 1 purple on the platform of Smashville, and then there was 1 right next to him. He went for an up smash, but because of the Pikmin desync, the Pikmin that was on the top platform was the one that did an up smash. And if it had been the one that was next to him, we probably would have seen that Mewtwo lose his stock at about 78, almost 80%. And so that's just unfortunate that the mechanics of Olimar came in at the worst time and possibly cost him it cost him a very early quick comeback. But we'll see. I wouldn't count out Olimar in this matchup, even though I do think on paper Mewtwo probably wins it only slightly. Who knows? Oh, I love even matchup gaming for having the stage strikes here. And it has been something I have been talking about for years as a commentator, where as somebody whose commentary style is very like analytically based, I love seeing the stage bans to see what the decision making is from like these players that are on stage, and seeing that we're seeing Mewtwo ban both Town and City and Kalos, wants to get rid of some of these more FD like stages that are very big, but is content to go into Final Destination where you get a slightly smaller big stage.
Very interesting pick, and it's so funny because that's a pretty common trend where if you get rid of 2 of them, they'll go to the third flat stage. FD is the pick. I like the idea of FD because of like the approaching options, but I gotta wonder if like maybe leaving Kalos open might have been a smoother thing, because I personally like picking Kalos against Olimar specifically for the fact because the wall stages forces the fact that he can't recover under the stage anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I think Kalos, it's as good of an Olimar stage as it is. I think in many aspects it's actually not too good of an Olimar stage because it does, like you say, limit his recovery options.
So here we are on FD, a really good stage for both characters, and let's see, a slight percent lead going in favor to 34. He's trying his best to bring this to a game 3, but his first stock, he's going to try to recover to make it back on. Good tech coming out. That's what you got to do when you play Olimar, because everyone knows that you're going to get challenged on your recovery, so you got to be able to ready to tech those at every given opportunity.
Even though Olimar can cancel his up B with an aerial, when you're forced to come up from down low, you don't get the leisure of canceling your up B with, like, say, a nair or a forward air to try and recover safely. And just like that,
we're offense seeing, right now.
Yeah, I was saying we are just seeing some good percent hits coming in, and with 2 purple on deck, that just means just a well-timed and well-placed back air could spell doom for this first stock. But Mewtwo, right out of shield, gets the forward air and just shadow claws that Olimar all the way to the side blast him.
Really good stuff there, the swipe there, but just like that, Equalizer is going to come out, and we got a 2-stock 0% game. We got 34, definitely trying to put his name further in the bracket, but he's got to bring this to a game 3 first. Gonna do a good spot dodge and did a down smash grab back here. Gonna get a good bread and butters for Olimar.
Yeah, and the fact that he started that little bit of a string out with a double yellow down smash, so you get a little bit of the shock factor because they don't go too far, but it's a good setup, and then he gets the grab, gets an aerial. But oh my god, he almost died to a purple up air out of up smash.
Oh my god,
it's a little stale now, but oh my gosh, dude, the potent kill, when you have a purple induced aerial, man, is it potent that you might get an early stock kill, especially against somebody as lightweight as Mewtwo.
And that all started with the overextension that just a Panda did by dash attacking Olimar's shield. He got hit with the up smash into 2 up airs, and now, oh my god, he survived that too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is he can breathe a sigh of relief for not having lost his stock there. Gets the purple back to the front of the order. Just wants to get a back air. You can tell he's just kind of moving around. Oh, that's gonna be it. Finds the blue, gets the up smash. And here we go. Stock number 3, 4. Just a Panda. Can they make a comeback here? Because right now, Olimar, if he can just get Olimar with forward air, he's dead. I was thinking he's just trying to pressure Olimar's shield, try and get a grab, because we've really not seen Just a Panda utilize Mewtwo's grabs all too often for this entire set. Oh, is he? Okay, Mewtwo's recovery is good.
Very even back and forth between the two. Now, I forgot he was able to reflect the Hitman back at him, and that's very scary.
Yeah, but that white is just sitting on top. Oh, oh my god! He got the 2-frame, and he almost died, but Mewtwo's got a very, very stellar recovery.
Yeah, just enough distance there. He can't afford to miss another tech, though, considering he's at the red percents. Any opening now from 34 will honestly just spell certain death if he can actually get the right hit.
And he's got a pretty good lineup to get that quick kill, too. Double yellow purple, definitely going to get some can get some solid hits here, but man, if he can just get rid of one of those yellows, try and get a blue Pikmin out, definitely going to be in a little bit of a better spot, because you can use you get to utilize the yellow forward airs as kind of a spacing tool a little bit, and then you have the purple for an easy kill, and then you have the blue on lock to get a grab.
Looking to get the grab there.
He's getting a little bit too telegraphed for what he wants, right? But that is scary. Oh my gosh, could he buffered the hell out of that shield. So
oh my god, dude. 34 skating death over and over, just with these openings, and that should be it.
And that is it. 34 takes game number 2. The counter pick to FD coming in clutch. Said, I don't even need Kalos. I didn't even need Town and City, dude. Final Destination is all I needed to get this kill and get this game and force us into a game 3. And this is what you want, right? When you're seeing these players that are competing to make top 32, you want to see these very close sets, because both these players fought hard to get to this position, right? So you want to see a hard fought battle to see who makes top 32, because when you come out with a victory in a very close set, you were truly the stronger player who deserve that top 32 spot in winners. I'm trying to think about a counter pick though. If you're just a panda, if I'm Olimar, what would I want to ban against Mewtwo? I'd probably want to ban Triplats. I think Triplats would be your safest ban against Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's actually. He banned Kalos and Yoshi's, and we're going to go to Battlefield. I think I agree with you. Actually, I would have rather seen the Triplats being banned, but I think I understand the thought process here. He banned the 2 walled stages to actually give him more recovery options.
Mm-hmm. No, I
So
see
like
that. But man, I get a Mewtwo when you're Olimar against somebody like Mewtwo, man, sometimes it is a little spooky if you have to deal with Triplats. Because Olimar, when he's trying to get out of disadvantage, man, it is sometimes a little difficult when you're trying to land when a character is right below you. But we'll see. Maybe 34 is just ready to prove all of us non-believers wrong.
Lots of like punches being pulled right away, man. Like, both of them just like swinging at one another. 60 to 40 in the first 30 seconds. Now both now respecting each other, keeping the distance. I love the Battlefield pick for Mewtwo just because he can kind of like use the platforms as like a roof, and like he's got like the projectiles to go like basically through the tunnel system. But I mean, it would help a lot more against characters that can't counter that. I mean, Olimar has his Pikmin to kind of like tank some of the hits, so it can be kind of dangerous for both players.
Oh, he tried to forward air him and just throw him into a stage spike. But man, he could have very well had just like nared Olimar's recovery. But who knows? Sometimes you just want to get that kill, wrap it up a little bit quicker rather than go for the play the long game.
Ooh, finds the grab, yeah.
I was not too sure if that was actually a blue or a red grab. I couldn't quite tell because I didn't see where.
And it's so terrifying. So terrifying if you're Mewtwo, because like a kill throw against Mewtwo is just going to kill him so much earlier than most characters. He's so light.
Yeah, honestly, both up throws for both these characters, their up throw is going to be a huge kill option, right? Mewtwo's got a very deadly up throw, especially against somebody as light as Olimar. And like you were saying, a blue up throw on Mewtwo can kill just as early.
Oh, it's going to forward him off the side. Yeah, that's going to be 2 stock game apiece. But good extra credit coming out from 34. He's looking like he's poised to take the set. He did drop game 1, but yeah, I think he's starting to adapt to the Mewtwo matchup.
And honestly, he's kind of not really falling into a lot of these traps that we were kind of speaking of when we initially saw that this was a not banned stage for him. He's actually utilizing he's kind of like disadvantaged really well. He's just not letting Mewtwo kind of like get these easy percent hits. Okay, good tech. Gets a yellow back just to have it where he has at least something on deck. So if he's got to fight close combat with his Mewtwo, he's got something. Up through gets the kill again.
It just was doing a really good job. Ooh, just as I say, man, he turns it around.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what you want to like. That kind of just shows and speaks to the adaptation from both these players as the course of this set has gone on, right? They kind of like know what the other one is looking for by this time. So when you kind of lose your stock, you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna put him in this situation and I'll be able to get the kill right away. Purple up smash.
Oh my god.
Almost killing, but Battlefield pretty tall.
Damage output so massive for Olimar. Once he has a good advantage, they putting so much pressure here on just a panda. Got him on ledge again. Is he going to get punished on that? No. Lands on stage unsafely, and now he's got to find a way to rack up his percent. Otherwise, 34 is taking the set.
Gets the forward throw, just going to get some good damage and a little bit of stage control. Oh, I really like that. But that up smash from 34, and he sees it, gets it, and he advances in the top 32 winner's side. So really good stuff to 34, showing true adaptation over the course of a set, taking it on his opponent's counter pick in game 3 too, on a stage that both of us just were pretty sure was not going to be a wise like stage to kind of like let through the ban phase, but proved us wrong. Told us to shut up, casters. I know better. I'm playing.
I think he just went for the best case scenario, like by getting rid of the walled stages. He got rid of one of the triplats and he got rid of the other walled stage. So having more recovery options is vital to holding your stocks. Because sometimes you win more sets by holding your stocks than by taking someone else's.
Yeah.
And I think we're ready for our next set. Actually, we're going to get into, looks like Exalted versus Mivic. So Exalted, he's from Indiana. I remember his former tag, I believe it was SSJB, a Cloud Lucina player in the past game. I think we got a replay for the last set. We're going to check it out really shortly. But up next, we're going to get Cloud versus Me Sword Fighter on Battlefield. So let's see what this replay looks like on the last set. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the 200% Mewtwo stock.
208. Oh my goodness, what an incredible longevity of a stock there. But man, you can tell, like, at so many moments, these two were just trading blow for blow just to get these like stocks.
It's such a cool way to just look at the entire set in like a really good condensed fast way. So shout outs to Red Bull and Even Matchup Gaming for this replay system. And I love like seeing all these stocks just fly, man. The percent contrast. We saw the Pikmin up throws, and then even to the point where Mewtwo survived at 200%. So Red Bull and Even Matchup Gaming, that's really cool stuff. This is a really solid production. They're running every single weekend. This is, if you're just tuning in, this is the GOML Midwest Online Qualifier. We're at the point in the production right now where we're getting close to the end of pools, and we're going to see all these top 32 qualifiers, which will eventually fade into a top 8 for Sunday's finals. Right now, we have Exalted from Indiana coming up against Mivic's Me Sword Fighter. So Cloud versus Me Sword Fighter. I'm going to see where Mivic's is from. I'm not sure if it shows. Oh, yeah, Joliet, Illinois. Okay, right on. So another player from Illinois, and this always gets me excited because these are players that like live in my state, but like I don't really hear from them. So maybe they joined Smash during like quarantine or something like that. So these two are in the ring, ready to go at it. Cloud versus Me Sword Fighter. I believe the stage was Battlefield. I think I said that. Let's see. Yeah, Battlefield.
I'm pretty excited. And this is, once again, a top 32 qualifier. So definitely a lot on the line for these two players. A chance to make it into winner's top 32. You don't need to play another set. And you get to keep your winner's bracket dreams alive. So I'm looking forward to this. And I really love watching Cloud get played in this game. I loved watching Cloud get played in Smash 4. But in this game, Cloud, I think because he loses a little bit of that, like, that X factor he had, he's become a little bit more of a more versatile character in a way. A little bit more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, he's definitely had some definite moveset changes throughout this the game change. Some of his aerials feel better, some feel worse. And the entire game engine is just like, it's so nice to like look at Cloud in this game against all these other characters, man. So Cloud versus Me Sword Fighter, I feel like that's going to be a Cloud favored match just because of Cloud's mobility. He's able to break the zone that a Sword Fighter is going to create.
And Me Sword, he is not too
Battlefield
quick. Like in terms of just like run speed and even like frame data, he doesn't have too many quick options. But man, if you just see a Cloud standing with his back to you and he's jumping back and he's back airing, that is a very intimidating thing to deal with.
I do like that they actually struck to Battlefield. Looks like they're doing like a button check right now, so we're just gonna see how they feel about the connection. Looks pretty smooth on my end, but let's go ahead and see. I do like that they struck to Battlefield for the particular reason that like Sword Fighter can definitely zone out pretty solidly. Now they're getting into the heat of action right now. No, never mind. They're still, I think, feeling things out. They're still feeling out buttons, but maybe, I don't know.
That's the one thing sometimes is a little difficult, right? When you're on the production, you're like, can't tell if this is a button check or what's the deal here. It looks like these two are going right into it, and my God, that is one of the most cursed looking bees I have ever seen.
They keep dishing out.
It's the lips. It's lips freaking me. Oh, that's hilarious.
The diamond Minecraft skin can't come any sooner, I guess.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're gonna keep adding skins with every patch, and I'm all about it. So, but I agree with you. This is kind of cursed. So that should actually put like more on the line for you. It's like I don't want to lose this.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. And I like that he did the short chakram where it kind of like hovers out a little bit in front of the Mii Sword Fighter, because it really can cover that neutral get up. And a lot of like the kill options that you see come out from the Swordsman really happen from these like kind of like quirky setups that he has, like whether it's like tornado up B, chakra into some type of like maybe like a forward smash, because it just you get popped up a little bit for getting hit. And right away we're seeing Mivic just take this first stock, and he was pretty clean.
Oh, yeah, looking for the down, looking to find a way to close this gap. I really think the difference maker, in particular, has got to be the stage pick. Like Mii Gunner and Mii Sword Fighter will definitely love to have these tri-class stages to kind of like hide under the platforms and set up shop.
Yep. There was that chakra forward smash that I was talking about. These, it's just when you think Mii fighters, right? You think, man, this is going to be one of the quirkiest things I've ever fought against, because it's just so different from every other Smash character that's on the roster.
Losing his limit there, he's got less resources to work with. Will he make it back safely? No, the combo into the tornado.
Mivic, man, he is moving, dude. We were talking about in the before game one started that Cloud's movement is going to be kind of like this slight X factor as to why this is probably a Cloud favorite matchup. But Mivic is saying, dude, you think Cloud can move? Watch this Mii Swordy though, dude. Easy.
Yeah, if you don't know how to fight Mii's, it's like you're going to be in for a bad time. And unfortunate for Exalted, I believe this is a 2 out of 3 set. So yeah, it says that at the top, 2 out of 3 set. And like, if you want to understand the Mii's or like unfamiliar matchups, sometimes you need a bit longer of a set. So he's going to have to take these 3 stocks and at least use them to like at least download the matchup a little bit, and hopefully go into game 2 and game 3 with a little more information.
Definitely. And honestly, like, even though he's down like a full stock at this point, he is not kind of like collapsing under the pressure, right? He's doing a good job of just like still using like his very safe aerials, finding like back air is the main spacing tool. But it seemed like landing has been the big struggle, and we see him fail to land there, gets poked by an up air, and we see Mivic take game 1 with a 2 stock.
Yeah, clean stuff there for Mivic, man. Seemingly out of nowhere, but I guess from Illinois. Another Mii Sword Fighter we got here just representing. So good start going up 1-0 against Exalted from Indiana. Exalted has definitely come to a decent amount of Midwest like regionals and stuff like that with the Indiana crew. Usually see him traveling with like Mysterica, if you know. So, but Mivic, again, out of nowhere going up a game. That's kind of very surprising. The mental game of this Mii Sword Fighter costume has been applied.
I'm interested to see what we get for game number 2. Mivic's band in Final Destination and Kalos. Very good bands. And we're going to Smashville. I think I like this pick a little bit because of that one lone platform. You're giving Cloud, for Cloud, you're given a little bit of like an easier time trying to just trap Mii Swordy from trying to like get any of the things they're trying to set up with. And with the slightly smaller like blast zones, you could see Cloud getting earlier kills with back air, with forward smash, with limits. So I like the counter pick choice. We'll see if it works out for him, because game 1 was a pretty strong showing from Mivic and his Mii Sword Fighter.
1, go!
So here we go. Right off the bat, we see him toss out a chakram just to kind of like stop Cloud right in his tracks from running in to try and get some type of early low percent hit. Oh. Whenever I see anybody get hit by that tornado, man, it is just so funny to see them like in that toss-up animation. But right away, we're seeing some slightly better play coming out from Exalted. Definitely looking like he learns a thing or two in that first matchup. But man, that chakram into grab into up B. All right, he's got to watch out. His limit is coming to a close here, so he's got to use it before he loses it, but he loses it. Up B, yep. Anytime you, like, and honestly, that's like, when you think about it, Cloud's up B out of shield is just kind of like the low tier destroyer, right? Low tiers, like the few times they try to get a hit on shield, they're just gonna get punished with it. But just like that. You see Mivic still take that first stock. Gets the up smash.
Yeah, really good clean equalizer there from Exalted. Gonna get the up smash on there now. See if he can apply his understanding of the matchup a little bit better. Let's see if he can close the gap. Up B gonna whiff, but not gonna get punished for it. Mivic's doing a really good job of finding these grabs.
Yeah, I mean, finally we're seeing him get to use that limit. Stock 1, he was holding on to his limit for just a little bit too long. It was not able to kind of like get much for the stock, because when you have this limit for so long, you're just like trying to find that one opening to use it. When you don't use it, you feel like you kind of just like wasted some time like to get like something set up.
Oh wow, what a sneaky up B. That was so risky, because if Cloud was ready for it, he could have exploded that stock. But now we got Mivic's in control, center stage.
Throws out the limit cross slash, not gonna get it, not gonna connect with it. It's a little unfortunate, right? But we're still like, he's still in this, right? Oh my gosh, would that dash Chakram into what? Run up down smash?
I've never actually seen that before.
I love seeing Mivic's use of Chakram, because I think Chakram is such a good projectile. Michigan is oddly enough, we had some Mii sword fighters early on in this game's lifespan. So seeing some of these cheeky like kill setups come back, it's almost like a flashback to December 2018.
And here we go. Exalted making this competitive, one stock away from bringing it to a game 3. Otherwise, he's going to see losers bracket. He's got to find the answer right now.
Gets the back throw. All right, going to find it. Back throw into cross slash is going to get some good percent. Exalted trying to find himself a lease on life here for this last game. Gets the forward smash. That's not going to kill, but wow, does it get really close to killing him.
Yeah, excellent DI in that throw to escape and get a mad hard punish there. Really close to bringing us to a game 3. Mivic, though, staying composed, not going to get eaten by the up B.
No, not at all. And I really love seeing this like wave bounce chakra movement we're seeing coming out of Mivic. It's generating a lot of crazy spacing. And Exalted gets the limit cross slash, sends him out in a way, and we're going into game number 3 here.
Yeah, I love that empty landing into the limit cross slash just to get in his face. The full like force, that's like 30% damage. It's going to definitely do it at that percent. And we got a 1-1 scenario. Exalted definitely he's adapting to this Mii sword fighter moveset.
I'm very interested to see what we go for game number 3. Final Destination band coming out. I think that's very smart. Yoshi's Island, okay. That's odd. I think typically Clouds are pretty okay with Yoshi's story. And where we go?
Yeah, I believe so. They're also going to have the assistance of the wall setup. So, so now the fact that he's getting rid of it, he might be just like aware of what had happened earlier in the game, because on Battlefield, he was just kind of getting rocked by like the triplat layout. So maybe he does want like a flat stage, but it looks like there's no form of like stage clause, so he's gonna just run it back to Battlefield.
Mm-hmm. I think running it back to Battlefield, definitely a good choice.
And this is it, man. All these are top 32 qualifiers. This is the part of the tournament where just things are just starting to heat up, man. We got to see who's advancing to winners top 32. Exalted versus Mivic. Mii sword fighter versus Cloud back to Battlefield.
Here we go.
Well, I love the Metroid music that we're getting for this one.
Yeah, and that honestly, I constantly forget that now Battlefield graces us with like Battlefield, Final Destination, all these Smash Bros. Original stages grace us with the whole library of music.
Definitely a nightmare for a lot of like productions in terms of like copyright stuff, but it definitely can be mitigated. But it's really cool for like the whole online grind system. Like if you're grinding on Elite Smash through like Battlefield FD or whatever, you can get the entire like 1,000-song library going at it, especially with those new Minecraft songs that are coming next week.
Exactly.
For 10 days, mind you.
Yeah, 10 days away. And right now, we are seeing these two. it's very, very neck and neck right now. You can tell that adaptation has been found between like both these players, and I am very impressed, especially with how game one ended for Exalted. To see this type of comeback and adaptation, that's what you want to see when you're commentating. You're watching the story of a match at hand.
Yeah, when you see that tornado come into play from the knee, if you do get hit by it, you want to DI out. If you DI in, that's going to be a true KO confirmed. Definitely want to watch your DI on that move.
And you can tell Exalted trying to, he notices that like Mivic has been kind of like approaching slightly from the air a little bit more, so you see him kind of like try to anti-air with up smash, but it's not finding the mark. And we see that was a fastball forward air into forward smash by Mivic. That is a cute setup that when I try to get my me sortie into Elite Smash later today, I think I'm going to steal that setup.
Yeah, I am learning just by watching Mivic, man. These KO confirms I did not know existed are being very relevant here. That's what you like to see in this far in winner's bracket. So Exalted going to bring it right back, though, KOing Mivic off the top. We've got 2 stocks apiece for both players, man.
And I love that Mivic is still able to find these like tornado setups. Staying patient, getting the grab, going for your quick bread and butters of a like down throw into up air. That's some good stuff. Good, perfect shield on the tornado, but man, is that chakram coming back gonna just slightly interrupt any type of follow-up that you get there. And
I'm gonna catch him there. Yeah, the early percent coming out, the damage output from Mivic, just kind of zoning him out. But now Limit is online, so I'd say this is a very even game.
Yeah. 15 seconds until that goes away, so he's got to use it before he loses it. We could see him just throw out a cross slash or probably a blade beam, because we've been seeing blade beam really come into play throughout the set, but finds himself losing his stock before he can even get the Limit out.
Here comes the combo starters. Here comes the pressure. Exalted needs to find an answer to the second stock. The competitive back air is going to be enough for center stage.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just some no DI situation, because man, it really looked like Mivic should have lived that.
Good scoop right there. Amazing damage, man. All of this, even more so, is mental damage with his knee skin on, I swear.
Okay. I was like, man, you can't lose your winner's bracket set with a self-destruct. That's not how this story should end. We're seeing Exalted starting to try and make a comeback, but man, is it a little bit too late, because he's just only finding these hits like up B out of shield to be his main source of getting damage. Gets a forward air, not going to get a follow-up.
Okay, guaranteed dash attack, but not able to go for out there. Now, every little hit with Cloud in a terrible spot.
And is that going to be it? Gets it. He got nicked by the smallest end of that tornado, and Mivic saw the opportunity, got it, target in sight. He does the up B, gets the kill, and stays in winner's bracket, heading into top 32.
Still, though, what a good set that we saw from both players. Came down to the end of it, and Mivic will move on to top 32 winners side. And it's getting really close to the end of our commentary block. We got one more set for you guys. It's going to be Noodle versus Rocky. Rocky, Noodle versus Rocky. I know Noodle personally. He attends my Thursday locals offline back when I used to host them. A very strong Wii Fit trainer main. Yeah. And Rocky, known very solidly in the Midwest as one of our best Pac-Man players. So going to be a very competitive match between these two for the last match. The last top 32 qualifier before we switch off.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Noodle play. Noodle has entered a few of the Shell Shocked weeklies that I run on Thursdays, and he is very talented. I'm very excited to see him come out into this Midwest Open of GOML's online circuit, and the fact that he's making it into top 32 winners potentially, showing up and doing some good stuff. So I'm very excited to see how these two kind of like play, because this is like we kind of said at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a very Midwest matchup. Pac-Man versus Wii Fit Trainer.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen I actually seen both these players in these online tournaments grand finals. Like the Shell Shock grand finals, Noodle got second at one of those, I believe. Like he felt a hobby, if I'm not mistaken.
It probably would have been Hobby, because Hobby definitely took home a lot of Shell Shocks this season.
Yeah. And I faced Rocky myself in the grand finals at a St. Louis Monday weekly. So Pokemon Stadium 2 is this destination for Wii Fit Trainer versus Pac-Man. And again, both of these players are very strong. I fought both of them a lot. Even just yesterday, Noodle was on my viewer battles, man. Very strong Wii Fit Trainer, always on the grind. It's an understatement, man. This guy went to the point of like entering like 6 or 7 online brackets a week. So he definitely is learning a lot in this. Is like that's the best way to learn, is like learning from your losses. So let's go ahead and see it. Wii Fit Trainer and Pac-Man.
Here we go. Get ready. Game number 1 here of our last top 32 qualifier. Let's see. Noodle versus Rocky. And right off of the bat, you just hear Wii Fit Trainer using deep breathing, and you hear Pac-Man loading up the Galaga fruit. Both these guys know what they need to do at the start of a set.
Yeah, man. I have no idea how this matchup swings. I know a character like Kirby gives Wii Fit Trainer a hard time, but I don't know anything about Pac-Man. Pac-Man doesn't really have the crouch that Kirby has to offer to get underneath these areas. But he can control a lot of stage with the Hydrant.
Right
gonna whip that grab, gonna eat a grab himself.
Yeah, I say like, really, right off the bat, these two are playing very, pretty even. And you're trying to think, do these guys know this matchup? Oh my gosh, the deep breathing induced forward smash calls out that roll. Rocky, gotta be a little bit more patient, because Wii Fit Trainer looking for those kind of like piss poor options when you're trying to get off the ledge.
Yeah, you definitely want to avoid those panic options. You got blown up by the deep breathing, but now, ooh, gonna get blown up right back. Good catch on the landing from Rocky.
I think seeing these like 0%, you lose the stock and then you kill your opponent at 0% on their, like, that has been the story of all the sets we've watched on stream today, right? It's just instant retorts to losing your stock. Everybody, all these guys just so close in relative skill.
And we're seeing some very good aggression from both players. You would think with these characters there'd be a lot less of that, but seeing Noodle play firsthand, he definitely likes to go in a little bit more.
That's so uncommon for a Wii Fit Trainer, right? It could just be all the Wii Fit Trainers here in my area are a little bit okay with running the clock down.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, man. It's like all about figuring out the right recipe for your success. Alright, these two just swinging at each other. Rocky kind of bleeding for a second, but he doesn't have to lose his stock anytime soon. Good forward smash to punish the whiff one from Noodle.
Oh man, he almost got that bell. Good, that's such a good up air. Sometimes I kind of like mess up when it's like, I'm like, is that rage on the Wii Fit Trainer or has he got deep breathing? But he had a deep breathing on that up air. So he was able to get the kill at a pretty solidly, like a solid percent. Gonna get it a little early, because we've seen Pac-Man have some incredible survivability.
Gotta find a really good grab. Noodle getting better at these ledge traps. Gonna eat the sour hit from the down smash, and just barely evading the KO right there.
Up there, right? Ooh, nice nair on landing. Tries to get him with the 1-2 buckle my shoe. Oh, that was a little bit weird. I wasn't too sure what happened there.
We're gonna just slide right under there. Noodle with a good 47% lead, but this next stock will set a tone for the set, I think. Getting game 1 would be absolutely massive for this top 32 qualifier.
Yeah, 71% down. We can definitely see this Pac-Man make the comeback, because Pac-Man has some incredible quick aerials that can like all follow up with each other. So I would not be surprised if we see Rocky find a way to just even out this percent game here. But when you let a Wii Fit trainer go on and live for a while at low percent, and they're just constantly throwing like soccer balls at you, so they're saluting the sun a few times, they're constantly having their deep breathing on deck, it gets scary to want to approach and try and find a way to just narrow that percent gap.
All right, gonna get knocked aside. Really good stuff. Noodle, one good hit away from KOing. Wow, that's it.
Deep breathing forward tilt. Okay.
Clean finish for Noodle, going up 1-0 in his top 32 winner side qualifier. Rocky's got to take the next 2 games if he's got to shut this down. All right, we got the stage vans in play. We're going to see no Kalos Pokemon League and no Battlefield from Noodle. So Smashville is the destination for Pac-Man. I definitely seen this as a semi-frequent counter pick for Pac-Man players. Not a bad stage by any means. And I think he's going to want the close quarters against Wii Fit Trainer. But I don't know, Noodle's been doing really well in these close quarter situations.
Yeah, I think Noodle's gameplay that first game was very well played. I think he was controlling the pace exactly how Wii Fit wanted to do it, and he was just really kind of just like choking out Pac-Man, right? He just was not letting Pac-Man get like anything set up. And Pac-Man is one of those characters that if they don't get their setup going, they're gonna struggle.
Yeah, good start here coming out from Rocky. Already 40. No, never mind.
Oh, no. Did he accidentally hit the trampoline and just follow his death? I think he did. That is just unfortunate.
Yeah, a quick 0 to 45%, like a quick 0 to 43 on Noodle, and then he just forfeits one of his own stocks. Noodle's gonna take that to the bank.
Yeah, I think what had happened was he had set like the trampoline out, and every time like the trampoline gets hit or gets jumped on, it loses like one of the 3 like I guess staleness or like whatever can break it. And I think the soccer ball, after it hit the wall, was one of the main causes of Rocky accidentally being forced into a self-destruct.
Rocky doing a good job of staying composed though. Kind of playing this out like it's a crew battle almost, where he's just not going to take too much damage. But just as I say, that deep breathing Wii Fit's going to put him at nearly 80%.
Oh man, he finds himself the key to a new stock right there. Noodle drops down, getting hit by that key charge. But just like that, instant response with a deep breathing forward smash. Everybody on stream refuses to lose a stock and go 15 seconds without killing their opponent.
And Noodle now just running with this lead. 60% on Rocky's last stock. Rocky gonna be kicking himself for that SD later. Oh my god, he's taking so much damage.
Yeah. Man, it really, you hate to think that did that self-destruct at such a low percent on stock 1 really just cut all wins out of his sails. Because it's one of those things, right? It's a Smash as much of like a one-on-one game. You're also like fighting your own mentality most of the time too. Oh man, he tried to just dunk him. Okay.
Oh man.
Aki's starting to show a little bit of life.
Oh, the hydrant's coming out, but just gonna get a duck over it. Oh, I almost comboed into his death.
That is crazy. I was just like, what is he doing? Like, is he trying? Is he, like, what type of setup is going for?
No, this looks all but lost right now for Rocky. 134. Even if he takes this stuff, man, he dropped that too.
He meant to do a forward smash, got a jab. That's just unfortunate. But he gets the hydrant kill. And now, even though he's got 134%, we've seen Pac-Man do some crazy magic with a Galaga ship and a forward air and a dream. But just like that, the dream comes to an end. A deep breathing induced forward tilt secures the kill for Noodle.
And let that be a lesson to you guys. The grind pays off. Noodle going at it. All these online brackets over and over again, just to be in this top 32 of this $1,000 tournament winner's side, only a couple sets away from the top 8.
Yeah. And
I'd love to see it.
with that is all of our winners top 32 matches are pretty much they are decided all. So winners top 32 completely finished up. A lot of the losers top 32 finishing up finishing up the losers matches in their pools. So yeah, that honestly I think it was very entertaining. A lot of fun sets, fun matchups. And I think we saw some very strong underrepresented Midwest talents get showcased here today.
Look at this, man. This is a clean tournament being run by Even Magic Gaming. 2:30 on the nose, just the end of our commentary block, and just like that, as our commentary block ends, the entire top 32 solidified. With that Noodle match, we have all 16 of our winner side contenders. We're going to see matches like Lazy Zach versus Podgy, Regulating Mofo versus Mivics, 34 versus Gromp, Crows versus Mr. Spikes, Nectar versus Captain Remix, Noodle versus Eric, James versus Viri, and Earl versus Starman. Man, all these winner side top 32 contenders are 2 sets away from making it to the top 8, and I can't wait to see what the results are going to be. We're going to pass it over to a couple commentators. I believe we got Solar Man and Broncopolis, incredible commentators from Illinois and Wisconsin. So again, my last plug will be out here for Even Matchup Gaming and Red Bull for putting this together. $1,000 on the line. Definitely stay tuned. And if you liked what we heard today, you can see me on Twitter at I am Rickles or at Twitch Rick Solid. I love being here. Thank you, Even Matchup Gaming, for doing this.
Yep. And you can follow me on Twitter at CoolOryBro. And like Rick, you can also follow me at twitch.tv/CoolOryBro if you want to see some action that's not really Smash related. Teamfight Tactics, a little bit of League of Legends, some Valorant. If you want to watch a guy who's happily silver play some games, you can do that.
So thanks again, Even Magic Gaming, for having us on. We're going to switch over to some more hype commentary for top 32 of this $1,000 tournament. Stick around, guys. We got more action.
See you guys.
Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Midwest GOML Open Online Qualifier. I'm Solarman.
I'm Broncopolis.
And we'll be taking you all the way through of this top 32.
Yeah, we've already seen some excellent matches on stream so far, and it doesn't look like the excitement is going to slow down anytime soon. I'm so glad and I'm so excited to see who's going to be joining some of the invited talent in tomorrow's Invitational.
Yeah, as you know, we already have 8 players invited for the finals tomorrow. 8 players from today's bracket will be able to fight it out and make their way into that final bracket to get that final spot for the GOML Online Open, which of course is brought to you by Red Bull and Even Matchup Gaming. So shout out to them for putting on this great event.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should be getting things going in just a moment. As we mentioned, there are going to be 8 qualifiers today to join some of the invited talent. Ned, Atata, Skittles, a murderer's row awaits whoever makes it that far. So I'm excited to see who it is.
Yeah, I think we're getting started here with a battle of 2 Illinois players, although we claim Jabes as our own here in Wisconsin. We got Jabes and Veery going at it, so we're probably going to be getting Toon Link and Rob, a matchup with 2 zoners in it. I believe these guys have played before, seeing they're both attending very similar locals, so interesting to see how it goes online here.
Yeah, having spoken to Jabes recently, I know he's become a bit disillusioned with Toon Link on Wi-Fi. He's been experimenting with some of the secondaries, namely Wolf and Me Sword Fighter, but I'd have to imagine that for a tournament like this, it's going to be all business.
Yeah, I think Jabes has been going Toon Link all day. I definitely know he has the Wolf, has the Me Sword Fighter in reserve. He's not feeling super high on the Toon Link, but I think Toon Link's been working out for him. And of course, Veery, again, really good Rob player, has a lot of great wins in the Chicago area. And they've been rocking Rob all day, so you can definitely see him sticking it out with their character.
No doubt. Veery is someone with a pedigree, someone who, upon first glance at this bracket, someone who I thought could be on par with some of the invited talent already. He's been a mainstay in the Chicago PR. He's proven his mettle from the beginning of this game, and he's someone who could be very, very tough to beat if he does make it to tomorrow.
Yeah, but if there's anybody who can do it, it would be Jabes. I mean, again, Jabes has quite the repertoire of wins. I believe he is currently PR in Wisconsin, squeaking in, I think, around number 14 in our last PR before the whole virus shutdown happened. So he definitely is an accomplished player himself, and it'll be a great fight here for a first set of top 32.
Absolutely. This is an interesting matchup as well. Rob is notably not that great against zoning, so we'll have to see if Toon Link poses any trouble for him. It's better than Young Link, it's better than certain other zoners just because the ground speed is less of a factor, but this still could be very troublesome if Veery has a hard time getting in.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But the one thing you got to be worried about if you are Toon Link is just that up-close game against Rob. Rob has that falling Nair. He has a lot of great tilts on shield. You got to be respectful of those options. We're getting right into it. We're seeing Jabes does not want to mess around with the close-range game, just getting, right on that platform, pulling Boomerang, pulling the bomb, trying to get some space, but Veery's already got him in the corner.
Yeah, excellent start from that. You never want to be too far away. Just put the pressure on, whether you're up close, whether you're at a distance.
Yeah, both these guys kind of just, sitting around, moving around, trying to find that one opening. They're just taking a lot of chip damage right now. Both these characters, they're zoners, but when they get in, they put on a ton of percent. Both these characters have really good combo games, so you want to be super careful if you're the opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing Jabes play this so far with either a boomerang or a bomb in hand just so he can get a combo start like that, but excellent parry from Veery to reverse the situation.
And again, Jabes has to find his way out of this corner. Rob's ledge trapping game is just insane. Between the gyro traps and just a long lingering hitbox that this character can throw out, it can be very hard to get back to stage if you're knocked into that corner.
No question. Jabes does manage to find a reset after being thrown off stage, but having said that, he does find the grab, so he's able to find one combo starter, but just not able to continue the string.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great wait by Jabes, just to go for the throw and just wait and see what panic option comes out. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get any more off it, but not phasing him too much. Jabes has already evened up the percents and is looking for the kill here. I mean, both these characters are at kill percent. One strong hit will do it for either character. It's just going to be a matter of who gets that hit first, and whoever gets this first hit here, ooh, not getting the right punish on that up B. If you get that first hit and you take the first stock, you can just run away the whole time. Both these guys are gunning for this first stock.
Certainly looked real scary when he shielded the spin attack, but the arm rotor not enough to take the stock from mid-stage. Jabes is going to catch the gyro, but not able to avoid the down air.
Yeah, I mean, Toon Link does have some recovery mix-ups, but once you commit to that up B, it is very telegraphed. Veery going just above Toon Link where there is no hitbox, getting that quick down air. Going to take the stock lead here. And now, again, Veery's in control to pace the match. He is the stock lead, but not for long. Jabes evening it up, making me eat my own words and putting the stock count back to even.
Yeah, well played. You never want to fall too far behind against Rob. Rob with Rage is particularly scary, but Jabes isn't going to let that happen.
Yep, and again, we're back to this neutral game. Both these guys kind of poking around. The one interesting thing about this matchup dynamic is you're seeing, Jabes take center a lot. Toon Link out of the corner, he doesn't want to corner himself, of course, against Rob, but Veery, he can kind of sit in that corner and just chill out. He has the projectiles, has the options to do so. That gyro and laser are letting him just kind of sit in that corner and even poke Jabes out at mid-stage, even when Jabes has control of the stage. So Veery's definitely playing the corner well, but of course, being in the corner here, you might die early to that Toon Link forward air.
Yeah, it's a pretty terrifying 1-2 combination to face, but Jabes is doing such a good job of maneuvering along the ground in the face of some of this pressure.
Yeah, looking for that roll with the up smash. Jabes not able to find it. Don't think it would have killed at that percent. Rob is a heavy boy. Not going to stop him here. What's the down throw mix-up? Good weight by Jabes. Again, when Rob has that Veery down throw, you can either mash out immediately and risk getting hit by the up air, or you give it a little bit of delay and try and catch him out. But if you do delay it, you run the risk of getting hit by up smash. So good stuff to Jabes, getting the mix-up right that time. And these percents are dead even.
This could be anyone's game. Jabes rushes in a bit early, but does manage to mash out just before the up smash comes.
That up air will take the stock. Veery again, yeah, he went for that up smash. To kind of just play a little bit of rock, paper, scissors with that Veery off of Rob's down throw. Is he going to mash? Is he not? And you just kind of have to almost randomize it. Personally, like when I'm in those down throw situations, I kind of just either fake mash my controller to bait people out, or it's really hard to kind of judge that call because it's kind of playing that 4D chess game. But in the end, Veery didn't even need to play that game, was able to find the up air, take the stock. But Jabes here is looking to take another stock, has Rob trapped in the corner, just needs one Toon Link forward air to seal it right back up and reclaim the stock lead here. But man, Veery is getting around these ledge traps really easily.
Yeah, this is an online situation, so Veery does not have the luxury of looking at Jabes' controller to determine his match, but nevertheless playing very well, especially with this gyro play.
Yeah, Veery's off to a huge lead, but as I say that, gets caught out by the up smash. Jabes waiting for that jump in there. New Veery, has a lot of percent on me. He's going to be looking for something maybe a little bit risky to squeak out the stock early, end it, and afford that risk, and Jabes calling that option out. And now Jabes has quite a big hill to climb, sitting at near kill percent here from a Rob option. He's going to have to get something started. And here we go with the up tilt chains from Toon Link. Can tack on a lot of percent, but unfortunately drops the combo.
Jabes still very much in this, but has to avoid getting buried like that. That is going to be troublesome. It is going to be the game. I thought he DI'd it correctly, but just by the skin of his teeth, Veery going to take game one.
Yeah, a little bit of a panic option there. I think with the up B from Jabes, maybe he was expecting to hit the ground or something first. I mean, again, it is Wi-Fi, so there may be some, little bit of delay with your buttons, but honestly, part of me was like, maybe Jabes was doing that just to get away from Rob, guarantee the space to have the bomb reset. But Toon Link's bomb timer actually takes quite a long time, so not going to clutch it out. But Veery's going to take game one. Jabes now has the counter pick. Veery's going to ban Battlefield and Smashfield, and I agree with those picks. You don't want to have Toon Link camping out underneath those platforms, pulling bombs, trucking boomerangs. So Veery's going to opt, hopefully, to take Jabes to a flat stage, but Jabes going to take the one last tri-plat that's left in Yoshi's Story to get some of those early horizontal kills with the Toon Link Fair.
Yeah, I like the pick, the narrow side blast zones, as you mentioned, as well as some of the juggling capabilities if he does manage to get a combo going.
I mean, that's one thing we saw is that up tilt is just such a great combo starter for Toon Link. That's where Jabes found a lot of percent. Not only do you just chain those together, you can get a lot of air dodge mix-ups with your falling up air as well. So as we're seeing there, yeah, Jabes looking for it, but unfortunately going to get shielded, and the situation is going to be reversed on Jabes. He's in a really scary spot here, but able to get right back using all of his resources. And Jabes is still in this, but still has to find a way out of this corner.
Excellent start. One thing about those ledges is that it does make Rob Nair a bit more lenient with the spacing. You can whiff it and still drop off the ledge because of the slant, whereas on a normal stage, you might fall in the corner.
Yep, and again, we got Jabe sitting at center here. These up tilts keep getting punished. He's looking for this up tilt to get some damage going, but every single time, Veery's ready for it with the shield. Jabe's, that Toon Link grab is a way to deal with shield, but it's very risky in there. I think Jabe's might have tried to jump out, get a punish on it, but the back air, that big lingering hitbox is going to clean up a quick stock for Veery, and Veery off to a great start here in game 2.
Playing so cleanly, the down air to get things started. Doesn't find a follow, but still in a very good situation after finding that back throw into gyro.
Yeah, a little scary there with Jabes. I mean, you get hit by that gyro, and you're just thinking, that side B's coming, but Jabes fortunately able to get back to ledge using the Toon Link tether recovery. But here it comes. Waits it out this time. Doesn't go for the immediate tether. Knows the side B's coming, because if you're Veery, again, you can afford to take risks. You got a huge stock lead here. Might as well go for it. You're Rob. You got plenty of early kill options like that side B, but not going to do it just yet.
Yeah, unfortunate for Jabes that he just dropped shield a bit early. The bomb is not going to save him. Does not provide the height necessary, and Veery up 3 stocks to 1 on the fast track into the next round.
I mean, thinking about this match compared to game 1 is Jabes has just spent so much time trapped in that corner. Veery's ledge trapping here on Yoshi's story is just insane. He's making all the right calls, getting all the right hits, and just keeps resetting the situation on Jabes again and again. But now Jabes is starting to wake up here. He's almost got Veery to kill percent. One good hit will take a stock off of Veery, and Jabes will still be in it to win it.
Yeah, to Jabes' credit, he's not playing frustrated, still sticking to the regular neutral plane Toon Link, although that almost got him.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to actually get a Toon Link Nair out just in time to break the side B. Had that side B hit, I think Jabes would have been out of here, but Jabes still in it to win it, and Jabes is a player who, has a really good mentality. We've seen him make these giant comebacks before, so it's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities to see a Toon Link comeback here in game 2.
Absolutely, it's just a monumental task against a player of Veery's caliber, and he's still keeping his distance, not being hasty. He realizes the 3 stock is available, but doesn't need to rush it.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of not rushing it, Jabes also is definitely kind of mellowed out in his pressure as well. He's being a lot safer with his buttons, looking for just the safe hits here. We're not seeing a lot of those Hail Mary up tilts that we saw at the start of the game, but here we go, the down throw mix-up. Veery gonna just taunt, almost catches the air dodge with the up smash. But I mean, with that kind of a lead, yeah, you gotta be feeling yourself. Veery still has 2 stocks, and Jabes is sitting at a very lethal percent here.
Yeah, I can certainly see the mentality from Veery already having buffered an up special once and costing him a stock, and I think he was counting on Jabes to do that exact same thing again.
Yeah, but Jabes answering right back. Quick 53% combo, but that side B is just going to power right on through. Even the boomerang couldn't save Jabes in time. Had it been there a little bit earlier, maybe we would have seen a reversal, but fortunately, not going to come in clutch that time. Veery walking away with the 2-0, moving on to the next match in winner's side of bracket. Jabes will be dropping down to losers. So great set to start out. Top 32. Again, just showing how much of a powerhouse Rob is when you're trapped in that corner.
Yeah, Jabes started to get into the match towards the end, but he gave himself far too much to do, especially with Vera's combo game. Some of the reads he got, some of the grabs that Jabes allowed himself to be on the receiving end of. And the arm rotors are just brutal.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be going right into another winner's side match coming up real soon. We're going to be getting Captain Remix, the Ice Climbers player, versus Eric, who has been using Me Sword Fighter today. So it'll be Ice Climbers versus Me Sword Fighter. Really interesting matchup.
Yeah, it's not something you see every day. These are 2 of the lesser seen characters, particularly in the Midwest. I believe these are the 2 foremost representatives of this character since Monica retired, but
yeah, but we're getting a quick little replay here from Red Bull, and shout out to them for sponsoring us. Just showing again like how many kills were found in the corner in this set. Jabes again catching that little bit of aggression there with the up smash, but I mean the real showstopper here was just Veery's down throw game. He was getting the right mix-ups. He was even kind of waiting there for Jabes to cough him a button, and that's where he found so many stocks.
Yeah, Rob's potent tools, his down air, his laser. He was able to get things started despite some of the projectiles that Jabes was throwing his way, and that made all the difference.
Yeah, I mean, be less of a zoner battle here. I mean, Ice Climbers are a character that definitely want to get their hands on you as soon as possible. Their damage output is just absolutely insane if they get those decent combos. But if there's any character that can keep them out, Me Sword Fighter is one of them that would definitely fit that bill.
Absolutely. This is going to be interesting to see which combination that we see from the Sword Fighter. Mach Tornado, I assume, is going to be a staple on pretty much every Sword Fighter set, but this could be any this could be anything else, particularly given that the name of the game is separation against Ice Climbers. We'll have to see which tools that Eric deems most fit for this job.
Yeah, of course you always want the Tornado Neutral B. That thing is just such a great combo starter. It's a really awkward projectile for opponents to deal with just because it moves so slowly. It is not super safe on shield, but again, that slow movement speed can really throw people off, especially if you combine it with side B Chakram. That Chakram, again, you can throw it at different speeds, and that can really just mix up your opponent's shield timing and let you get some easy confirms off those projectile hits. Up B, usually we see people opt for either the Hero Spin or the name of it, but it's the one with the multiple slashes. Those are both really good. Hero Spin if you want the kill power, the slash one if you want the slightly better recovery. And then down B is always a toss-up. I see a lot of people opt for either the counter or like the Cape Mario Cape style one. So it'll be interesting to see what Eric picks to go into Ice Climbers here. Again, I think that focus on separation is going to be key for victory.
Yeah, personally, not knowing too much about the matchup, I would imagine that the Cape style down special might fare a bit better just in the face of some of the icebergs, because I don't think that, mashing counter out of a true 0 to death string is going to be the option. But and again, I'm not Remix.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, counter actually could come in clutch against a character like Ice Climbers who do like to hit a lot of buttons. They really like to look for that side B to start some combos. So you never know what we'll see, but I guess we're going to find it out here going into game 1 of our set. Captain Remix versus Eric, me Sword Fighter versus Ice Climbers. Let's get right into it on PS2.
Next is going to be the first one to approach. You see Eric just staying back and throwing the chakra, but it leads to this juggle. 56% taken already.
Yeah, the Ice Climber side B, that Squall sets up for so much. You hit by that side B, you're going to be taking an up tilt into just a chain of up airs. But again, we see Eric kind of resetting the situation, just backing off, throwing those projectiles, but goes for kind of a hasty up B there. You're going to get punished out of shield.
Renex is playing this very aggressively and pretty much has to, because you never want to let your shield get to a point where it is pokeable by the neutral B.
Yeah, I mean, you also just don't want to give me Sword Fighter all that space to set up. You want to be constantly in their face, constantly pressuring them, because their boxing options aren't too great. Their moves come out fairly slow, but again, if you give them that little bit of breathing room there, they can sneak out a tornado, and there goes Nana.
Yeah, Renex down to just Popo for the time being, able to avoid that. One up tilt on shield with the down throw is going to lead into that confirm for Eric. He takes first blood, looking very clean here after an early strong start by Renex.
Yeah, I mean, one thing with me Sword Fighter is a lot of their confirms are not, super tight. You do have some room to air dodge or jump out of the way, but you got to make sure you're mixing up those options. Otherwise, those options are going to be read like a book, and you're going to be killed again super early. We saw there that Sopo went down sub 100% off the down throw. So Captain Remix is going to have to be very careful and very aware of what his options are out of disadvantage.
Ooh, great patience from Remix to forward smash that hasty up special. All of a sudden, things are looking even again.
Yeah, but as you say that, here comes the side B from Ice Climbers. Going to set up a combo. Desyncing the side B here, just kind of chain Eric into the corner. Captain Remix is really proficient with his desync combos, desync setups. So we've been seeing a ton of them. We're just going to be seeing a ton more as the set goes on.
Does manage to cover both sides of the platform with that up there, but Renex doesn't continue the string. Eric is just going to find his way back in almost effortlessly after the desync and just fails it.
Yeah, we're seeing Captain Remix just going in with these side Bs, one after another. We see Eric kind of just sitting there looking for the up tilt because he knows the up tilt is disjointed. It will beat out that side B. So good stuff from Eric, recognizing the option to beat out Captain Remix's main approach here. I mean, at this point, though, you do have a % deficit as me Sword Fighter, but you can take control of this match right back. As we're seeing there, Eric's sitting back throwing tornadoes, but gets hasty, goes for the grab. You got to be careful grabbing the climbers, man.
Yeah, gets punished for a second bad option right in Remix's face, and all of a sudden, he's looking so poised now. All he needs is one grab.
Yeah, you can see Captain Remix kind of just sitting in shield in front of Eric, just kind of almost taunting him in a way, saying, yep, grab me, do it, please, please. I want my other climber to get a free hit on you and start off with this giant combo. We're seeing that right now. Eric's just taking a ton of %. There's, the forward throw into forward air to seal game 1 for Captain Remix. Going up 1-0 in this set.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Remix was practically begging him to do something unsafe. Just positioning himself in a place where I can get a string going, I can get a juggle going underneath the platform, or I can get that brutal throw confirm into the fair.
Yep, and Cat Remix is a master of their character. They've been playing this character, I believe, pretty much. We've seen them at a bunch of online locals thus far, and making it really far with the Ice Climbers. They know their stuff. You get hit by them, you are gonna, take a bunch of percent, or you're gonna lose your stock. So Eric, you got the projectiles. You got to play that spacing game maybe a little bit more. Play the zoning game. Just sit back because you can't afford to be taking trades against a character with such a strong damage output.
Absolutely, and we'll have to see what lessons Eric takes from this. But Remex, again, he's going to run it back to PS2, so I don't think it was the wide stage that was the issue. Just got a bit impatient in his face, and again, Remex is already on the front foot.
Yeah, both players kind of just going in. They want that first hit. We see Eric going for the up B. We see Captain Remix going for the side Bs. But looks like the side B is going to win out in the end. It starts, just so much for Ice Climbers. You just got to really have an option to deal with that move. And looks like Eric, might just be panicking a little bit once these climbers get into his zone.
And that's his plan. He's very patiently knows that with the percent lead, with a game in hand, there's no reason to be the one rushing in if he doesn't have to. The Sword Fighter will provide you openings. It's just your job to find out where they come.
Yeah, but Eric going to take that Blizzard right on his shield. That shield looking kind of low, so you got to be careful. Shielding might be off the table here because the side B will poke you out. So we see that, Eric just going to take the hit, just going to reset back to neutral, start throwing these projectiles because, a slow-paced game is getting him right back into it. Eric's with the percent lead here now. All he needs is one good hit on one climber, and that will just open up a huge window for him here.
And Eric did manage to create that separation, but a well-timed iceberg from Remex is going to provide him back to the stage, but the up smash from Eric actually going to take the stock.
Yeah, good recognition from Eric there. Realizing that Captain Remix actually likes to leave shield a lot with that neutral air. Able to catch it with the up smash, but unfortunately not going to have the stock lead for long. Captain Remix finds another stock here. We're back to dead even here in game 2.
Now, much more back and forth game 2 than we've seen in the first game. And getting things started with the Chakram. Great patience to stay grounded, find the up tilt instead of going for an aerial.
Yep, able to find the side B, but not able to fully convert this time. But Eric, has to find a way to reset back to neutral here because Captain Remix is just kind of running a train with these side Bs. Just needs to hit, a few more, and Eric's going to be at kill percent again.
Eric just seemingly doesn't have an answer for some of the Squall Hammer pressure, and in the face of that, Remex is going to find a grab and leads it to an F smash.
That was just an insanely good pressure setup by Captain Remix there. Throwing out that icicle to, bait the shield, and then realizing, all right, Eric's committed to shield. I can go in and just get all this pressure and get a grab for free and was able to secure the stock. That was just really good recognition. And again, if you're Eric, you got to realize that, shielding is not the answer here. I just got to get out of the way of these two and just reset back to neutral. Play that zoning game because that's what's been winning me, the most amount of neutral interactions.
Absolutely, but in that particular instance, Eric just didn't have the space to whiff punish, and I guess it was just the heat of the moment there that Remex was able to find that.
There's the Desync Blizzards again, just such a great pressure tool in the corner here. They've been doing so much for Captain Remix, and Eric here, possibly on winner's stock, able to find the up air off the tornado. Gonna get him down to Sopo, but, Eric still has a huge hill to climb.
Singular Climber can still be very threatening, but that time, Squall Hammer not going to be safe enough. Even with the cross-up, the up smash is going to be the answer.
Yep, that's the issue with Sopo is, again, you have half the hitboxes out, making things just not as safe as they would be. And Eric recognizing that, able to get that up smash out of shield, even up the stock count, but again, Eric has such a huge percent deficit, and they don't have the lead, so zoning might be a little bit hard here, because Captain Remix might just be playing a little bit more patiently, looking for that one button they need to secure the game, and ooh, that could have been it.
Eric's still not hesitating. Very selective with his openings, as he has to be, but Remex is going to punish that after hitting Popo with the up smash.
That was insane there. I feel like almost the Mii Sword Fighter back air, I believe your arm sticks out a little bit, so I think the up smash clipped Eric's arm there, because that looked pretty well spaced, but unfortunately it was just too close to that shield. And yeah, Popo and Nana's up smash out of shield is just an insanely fast option, and it covers actually a huge amount of space. So that means Captain Remix is going to be moving on in the winner's side of things. I believe actually Captain Remix qualified for the finals day playoff, so they will join Gromp as our second qualified player in that final bracket that you guys can catch here tomorrow.
Good for him. He's going to be a formidable one to watch tomorrow, especially if any of the top players do not know their stuff against Ices. And as you mentioned, there may have been a bit of hurtbox shifting going on there, but nevertheless, it's such a fast option. And at the end of the day, that's on both players to recognize that.
Yeah, and we're going to get some replays of the set here. Again, you saw that Eric actually started the set off with the stock lead, but that hasty up B, I think was the name of the set. We saw Eric kind of just charging in there, maybe to look, and get a shield poke or something, but it wasn't working out for him. And that pressure setup in the corner, that was kind of the name of the game for Captain Remix. Those desync blizzards just chip your shield down and put you in so much shield stun that you really can't do anything there but just take the grab from the other desync climber.
Yeah, you never want to put yourself at risk at getting to the same option 4 or 5 times in a row, but Remix caught onto that and wore Eric down to the point where he could hardly find the time to escape out of the corner or to find himself juggled getting down from that platform.
And there, again, we see just another one of those blizzard setups. Things are just so threatening. So you don't want to be shielding too much against the ice climbers. Not only can they chip their shield down, they can lock you in it and just get so much off it. But I will say good stuff to Eric, though, recognizing the defensive options coming out from the climbers. And they were actually doing a good job at separating them and finding the Nana kills. We saw Nana, I think, die before Popo about 3 times in that set. So good stuff to Eric. Still going to be fighting it out in losers, but we'll be having another match coming up shortly for you guys.
Indeed, and it is not a small task to get rid of Popo either, especially when Nana's gone. And to Eric's credit, he did manage to get the kill on the singular climber very, very shortly after he got the kill on the other. So again, that wasn't where the issue was. It was just that Remix was so dominant and neutral that Eric could hardly get anything going himself.
Yeah, so looking at it, I'm not sure if it's a bracket quirk, but it almost looks like I believe Starman might actually have punched a spot for that finals day playoff as well. Really good Greninja main from Wisconsin. I fought him plenty of times, so happy to see him there in the finals. But yeah, I think we're kind of just waiting for our next match to be queued. Got plenty of matches in progress, and there's plenty of great players still left in the bracket.
Absolutely. Some of the players that have made it this far, Lazy Zach and Mivic in the middle of a face-off right now. That's Sonic against me, Sword Fighter. So that could be a very, very hard-fought battle. Crow Z in losers awaiting the winner of Earl and Scrubbed Out facing Luma. Noodle and Nectar currently battling it out for one more round to get closer to that qualification. Viri is going to be having a troublesome opponent, whoever it is, amongst Andrew T, Mr. Spikes and Colonies. Regulating Mofo and Podgy as well. Mofo is 1 game up against the Inkling main.
Yeah, I have to say there's a lot of robots in this bracket. We saw 3 Mega Men actually still in bracket. One of them already qualified. There's a lot of good Mega Man players in the Midwest. I mean, I should know he's my main, so always great to see the Mega homies doing well. But there's also a lot of Rob in this bracket and a lot of great Rob players representing the character. Of course, you said we saw Viri earlier on the stream against Jabes, but Nectar and Luma also are no slouches either to make it this far in bracket, and they both have a really good shot at qualifying.
Absolutely. This is a very favorable matchup or a favorable bracket, I should say, with the lack of zoners especially in winter side at the moment. There is still a Ness and a Wii Fit to deal with in the form of Luna and Andrew T. But again, this could be one of theirs for the taking if they manage to make it that far.
Yeah, I mean, the other character we're actually seeing quite a bit of in this bracket, we have Mivic, and we just had Eric on stream, is that Me Sword Fighter. Me Sword Fighter is commonly referred to as one of the weaker characters in the game, but with that strong zoning kit on Wi-Fi, they can get a lot accomplished. The mix-ups they have out of that down throw and out of those tornado hits are just insane, and can secure some really early stocks. I mean, even in just the last set, we saw Eric take stocks on the Ice Climbers, sub 100 with just down throw mix-ups or tornado hits. So they're always, a really big threat, even though, they might not get the greatest amount of rep. I know here in Wisconsin, we actually have a really strong Wii Fit anonymous moniker who has been putting in a ton of work with the characters. So see what comes at us next.
It's not a character you find yourself with the greatest amount of practice on compared to some of the Wolves and some of the Palos and some of the greater represented characters out there. But if you do not know your stuff in the face of Chakram, it's hard to learn on the fly, especially when you're just getting juggled so often with either an up tilt, with a tornado, with even a grab that can get something going.
Yeah. And it looks like our next match is decided. Earl taking it over, scrubbed out yet another Me Sword fighter in bracket. But unfortunately, going to fall to Earl. Really good Chicago player against Luma, who's repping the Rob. They just got their set done with Jabes. So knocking out Jabes. Unfortunately, Jabes getting double eliminated by Rob. But I mean, that's such a common Wi-Fi matchup, and it can be kind of difficult to deal with. But good stuff to Luma making it this far from Missouri. So we'll have a really good set coming up for you guys. I have played Earl a couple times. We've gone to Chicago, and they definitely know their stuff with their Lucina. So be a great set to watch.
Yeah, Earl, of course, a perennial Chicago PR talent, has plenty of matchup experience with the likes of Hydra, with Viri in his region. Has even gone to SoCal once to face Kira Flax. So this is a matchup he knows like the back of his hand.
Yeah, but you can't count Luma out. I mean, they've made it this far. Definitely know the limits of their characters. So again, it's anybody's game at this point. We'll be getting into the match real shortly. But this is looking like quite the bracket. Again, just a lot of interesting characters. We have Ice Climbers, we got Mega Men, we got Rob, we got Sword Fighters. We even have a Greninja that's qualified for the playoffs tomorrow. So it's going to be a great bracket for you guys.
Indeed, and by the time it's over, we could be seeing, an Inkling get this far, another Mega Man, a Ness, potentially a Young Link is in the mix. All sorts of characters making their claim for top 16 tomorrow.
It's like we're going through the stage striking process between Earl and Luma. Lucina, Rob, I feel like, again, if you're Lucina, you want those flat stages out of the way. You don't want to be zoned out and poked out by Rob, just sitting, halfway across the stage, sniping you with the gyro, sniping with the laser. You're going to want those platforms to be able to extend combos against Rob. So I definitely feel like we might be seeing a stage with some platforms, because Earl, I don't think he's going to let FD or Kalos slide in the set.
Yeah, the extra landing options are always appreciated if you're Earl. And with some of the landing aerials that Earl has, landing bare if it's spaced well enough, I can't imagine that Earl would say no to a couple extra platforms.
Yep, and we see it right there. Earl banning FD right off the bat. Does not want to deal with that. But we are going to be going to PS2, which again kind of does have that horizontal gameplay to it. It's a very elongated stage, so there will be some, projectiles flying from Rob. But in the same vein, Lucina gets a lot of extensions off those two platforms. And she can even camp underneath them to kind of force a approach. You can't just jump in on her if she's sitting beneath them or sitting in the corner. So if you lose the lead at any point, it can get really difficult to get in on Lucina with that big disjoint.
Indeed, we'll have to see how Earl plays this one. Luma, the onus will be on Earl to make the first move, but Luma is going to have to find a response.
And Luma just jumping in with that nair, getting the gyro combo, but Earl able to air dodge out, but goes for that HD up B. Earl already, sit in the corner here with over 50% on him. Luma's off to a great start.
Yeah, even in the face of some of those Dolphin Slashers, that frame 3 or frame 4, very fast escape option in either case.
And we see Earl getting out of the corner, and Luma pulling the trigger a little bit early on the up smash. I don't even think that up smash would have killed. And now Earl's kind of reversed the situation. Got Luma trapped in the corner, using that big disjoint from Lucina to just keep Luma off stage. Luma guessing, what's the right option to get off this ledge.
Earl attempting to swat Luma out of the air, but Luma holding his ground.
And the reach on that Lucina forward tilt was just insane. You think forward tilt, it's an option that's going to cover right in front of me. But Lucina, this just has so much reach above her at the end of the swing that it can anti-air people, but not going to phase Luma there. Able to secure the stock and get the first lead of the set.
Yeah, it can be an entire rainbow at times. The up smash from Earl not going to connect on that thin sword hitbox, but there we find the aerial. And all of a sudden, without taking too much, protects the credit. Earl's right back in this.
Yeah, for sure. That Lucina back air, probably the main go-to just option to kill in the air. Really strong move, really quick move, great hitbox, and Earl making the use of it. Just even up the stock game, and Earl's trying to even up the damage game here too. Fortunately though, gonna up B a little bit preemptively, and Luma's gonna get an opening, put on a ton of percent.
Didn't get much out of that perfect shield. Still finding himself backed into the corner. Earl doing so well to jump to avoid that gyro pressure, but finds his way in nevertheless.
Again, there we go. That forward tilt. Whew. And Nair's going to catch the jump. But yeah, that forward tilt, again, caught a jump. I believe Luma was looking for maybe a jumping approach there. But that forward tilt is just such good at not only covering the space in front, but covering the space above you. And that set up that great edge guard from Earl. Now Luma's trapped in the corner here, and Earl's just keeping him at bay with all these disjointed hitboxes. Luma, though, able to find that falling Nair and reset the situation.
Up smash once again is going to be the kill option from Luma. It's the second one he's found this game.
I definitely feel like, Luma is getting the hits they need, but Earl's just winging it out in the punish department. Earl's punishes have just been on point. Whenever Earl finds that one opening, he just takes Luma for a ride. We're seeing that here. Luma already at 90%. One good hit, it will do it in the corner.
Exalted once again adds a couple pummels to unstale some of his kill options, but he will not need it. The backer clean going to kill off the side.
Yeah, that was just a really good last stock from Earl. Almost took no percent. I believe that nearly was a 0 to death. But yeah, that's just showing how good Earl's advantage state is, knowing all the right options to just bait out those panic buttons from his opponent and find those, great hits to either confirm more damage or confirm kills. We saw Earl landing plenty of falling up airs to get some nice juggles going. We found back airs to secure the stocks. So Earl was just showing how far he can push his advantage with Lucina in his hands. If you're Luma, you got to be thinking, I got to be very careful jumping at Earl, because anytime I jumped in, I was getting anti-aired by either an aerial or that forward tilt. So let's see what adjustments Luma makes going into game 2. Going to be the same stage, run it right back to PS2.
Already just getting caught dropping shield a bit early in the face of that Lucina Nair. Very safe even when rising.
Yes, the other thing Earl's been doing a great job with, unfortunate SD there, I believe, was trying to buffer an up B, but got the side B. But yeah, Earl's just timing on his aerials when he's falling and rising with them. He constantly mixes it up, so if you're trying to drop shield and get that parry punish, you're not going to get it. You're going to be taking a hit. And Earl's just, again, off to such a great start with these pressure mix-ups.
Yeah, regardless of the mistake, Luma still just trying to nickel and dime his way in. A couple of forwarders has him towards the edge, but just off on the arm rotor.
Yeah, if you're going to get back into it, I mean, as Rob, you got plenty of ways to get back in the game. That rotor arm off stage is definitely a huge one. That thing can kill you sub 40 if you get the right read. Had Earl caught with an air dodge there, we could have seen, the stock count be even here. But unfortunately, Luma going to overextend with that side rotor arm, and it's led to this ton of percent being tacked on. But Luma actually able to reset neutral, start throwing these projectiles, and get back in control of this game. And look at almost taking a stock off Earl with that up smash there.
Yeah, but another forward air off stage, he's going to chase him down. And Luma all of a sudden in a very precarious situation. Another up smash, that's been his kill option thus far in the set. We'll have to see how Earl plays around from that once his percent starts ticking into the triple digits.
Here's the gyro combo. The side B not going to do it just yet. Had Rob had some rage, I believe that would have actually killed. That almost was a 0 to death from Luma, so Luma definitely not out of this. Even after that SD, they've shown that they can just reset their mentality and realize that, hey, I'm still in this. I'm Rob. I can easily bring this back.
And even without the kill, that's still a good 50-60%. And still capitalizing on this with the up tilt into up air. Good DI from Earl to survive that.
And we see Luma, they're actually going for the up B boost to get a little bit of horizontal momentum to hopefully try and catch Earl coming back down to the ground. Gonna overextend a little bit with the rotor arm. And now, you're trapped in the corner against Lucina, and this is a place you do not want to be, especially if you're on your last winner stock.
Another tech, and does find this again. On his last legs here, but teching both down tilts and surviving.
Comes the down throw mix-up. Earl gonna mash out and immediately counter. Catching that up air by surprise. This time waits for the counter, gets it. Luma evens up the stock count, but is at a huge percent deficit here.
Not falling prey to the mind games. Does wait out the counter the second time, but still over 100% in the hole. Things are going to be very difficult for Luma here.
If there's any character that can bring it back, it definitely is Rob. And we've seen Luma almost hit those 0 to death with the gyro Z drops before. Easily bring it back. I mean, even, tack on a little bit more percent, and Lucina could just die to a raw kill option here. Gets the jab reset with the down tilt. Can be able to get a side B off of it. And again, Earl's at kill percent here. Got to be careful coming out of the corner.
Won this tech just errant with the back air, but still evening things out. And all of a sudden, if he finds an up smash, this is over.
unfortunately there. The high recovery is going to be caught by that Lucina back air. Earl's going to take it 2-0 and move on in the loser's bracket. Good stuff to Luma, though. I mean, again, after having such a devastating stock 1 in that game 2, they pulled themselves back to a last hit situation. So that's some great resolve. Just pat yourself on the back for just having the mental fortitude to continue on after, a mistake like that. That's telltale sign of a good player. There's one who can just control their mentality and keep themselves in it till the bitter end.
Yeah, you would not have predicted that it would have been that close towards the end, but Luma managed to make it real scary for Earl, particularly with that jab lock, and almost got the kill, just waiting for him, narrowly avoided a couple back airs as well, so good aerial mobility and good control of his character, but in the end, Earl going to take it with a 2-0, advance to one more round.
Yeah, I mean, game 2, we definitely saw a different Luma. The punishes they were getting were just on point, They almost secured that 0 to death very early on Earl. And even like at the end there, being able to recognize the mistech and get that nice jab reset combo and go for the side B for the optimal amount of damage it was nice to see. That definitely was what brought them back into that game number 2. But the one thing I think that won the set for Earl was just those pressure mix-ups. The ability to just kind of mix up when you're falling and rising with those aerials and just time your hits on shield differently, it leads to just so much. Your opponent drops shield early or tries to escape when they could escape before, and you get that one hit and just take them for a ride. And I think that's what won Earl the set there.
Yeah, I think Earl also recognized that that Luma was getting a bit one-dimensional in his kill options, particularly in the end of game 1 and the beginning of game 2, just fishing for up smash a little bit. But when he started to vary it, find a couple of grabs, that's when Luma started to mount a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, again, just that's the thing too, is when you're Rob, all you need is that one hit. Rob has just such a strong advantage state, thanks to the gyro, thanks to the side B, that you really can never count yourself out of it. But as we saw, though, another factor of Rob is his size. That big hurt box is just really easy to juggle and really easy to poke out if you have those disjoints like Lucina does. And we could see, it was a struggle, not only for, Luma to get out of the corner, but Luma to also just land. We saw Luma going for those high recovery mix-ups, but they just were not working out because that disjoint just covered so much space.
Yeah, Rob not only with a large hurt box in regular means, but one of the largest tumble animations in the entire game. So when Earl was getting a string going, it just extended past the point where other characters might have been able to escape after 1 or 2 hits prior.
Yeah, we'll be heading to the replays next, sponsored by Red Bull. Again, shout out to them for putting on this event, along with Even Matchup Gaming, putting on a great stream for you guys today. We'll check out these replays. I mean, there were so many sick moments in this set.
Yeah, and it all starts right here with Earl putting on some of this pressure. This is how he closed out game 1. A brilliant back air to call out the high recovery. And as we saw, Luma was just facing so much pressure. Good tech to avoid the stage spike, but in the end, just proved to be a bit too much for him.
Yeah, that back air reaches really high at the end of its animation, and Earl using that to the fullest there. Fortunately, had that SD, but that did not phase Luma. I mean, Luma, again, catches the mix-up on the counter after getting called out by it once. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Luma almost had that 0 to death, but that same situation, Luma went high, and that back air covered all that space and was able to secure the set for Earl.
Yeah, without a gyro in hand, it just makes that situation so difficult. You do not have anything to cover your landing, giving Earl free reign to throw out an aerial.
Yeah, and it almost looks like I think we will be seeing Earl again here. Going up against Crow Z, South Dakota Mega Man, so I'm excited as a Mega Man main myself. Always great to see Mega Man players doing well. And Mega Man versus Lucina, I think, is one of the most interesting matchups in the game, just because there's so much mental game that goes on it. Mega Man has to do a lot of conditioning and deal with those rising and falling aerials. And if Lucina gets in, there's a lot of hurt she can put on Mega Man. Mega Man out of the corner definitely, doesn't have the greatest options to get out. You do have that rush, but Lucina is just such a juggle monster. You do not want to be putting yourself above her willingly.
Yeah, these are two characters with very different objectives. You do want to see Lucina playing close, but not too close, especially when Mega Man can get something going either off of a throw combo, off of a rising aerial, even with the pellet pressure.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one thing to look out for. Also, you just got to space your lemons well, because Lucina can swing through them if you're pulling them too close to her. One thing I love to do in this match is just stay grounded, shoot one lemon, see how she reacts. Does she shield? Does she jump? And that's something Crow's going to have to figure out about Earl real quick in this set. We're going into game number 1 here. Earl versus Crozy. Oh, we're actually gonna go for a button check right now. Reset that arena so we don't get kicked. And I am excited to get into this one. It's always great to watch some Mega Man play, especially, after last night with that 100 Mega Man bracket. I'm always excited for more.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Mega Man bracket, Crozy actually falling into the losers in the hands of Gromp, so a Mega Man Ditto that he was on the losing side of. But we'll have to see if this matchup proves to be the difference maker for Crozy.
Yeah, I mean, always, hurts to see the Mega Brethren, knock each other out like that. But Gromp is he's a mastermind of the Mega Man Ditto. I played him in it once, and I regretted switching off Pac-Man. He just knows the character and its limits so well and knows how to abuse it. So definitely, can definitely see him taking it over a player like Crozy. Crozy, very accomplished Mega Man. I believe they actually did really well last night in the Mega Man tournament as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they stack up against Earl. Again, Chicago, I think, is one of the few Midwest states that does lack a Mega Man rep. Besides, I think we have a couple, but I know they don't show up to as much as some of these really strong PR Mega Mans. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here and how Earl adapts to Mega Man's zoning game against Crozy.
Yeah, there are plenty of Mega Man scattered around the Midwest. As you mentioned, the couple in Wisconsin, there's Yeti. There's some fearsome ones if you go a little bit more south, but none that are of Earl's level in Chicago at the very least. So he'll have to see if he can call on prior matchup experience in some of these out-of-region tournaments.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know Earl has played me, I think, 2 or 3 times at this point. So definitely has some experience there. I believe some invaders have also come up and he's had to play them during some ignitions back, the pre-COVID era when we actually had tournaments. But I'm interested to see how he adapts. Again, it's going to be a great set coming up for you guys. Looks like we got another qualifier for the finals day. Eric, Me Sword Fighter, taking over Regulating Mofo 2-0, moving on to that final bracket tomorrow. So we'll be seeing Eric's Me Sword Fighter again. And it looks like also Noodle going to be moving on to that final day as well. So we fit punching a spot in that final playoff bracket.
Yeah, Eric certainly was playing well enough to make it to the final day. It's just that 1X proved to be too difficult to a matchup for him. So I'm excited to see him get a second shot and prove himself potentially against a bunch of top names. And Noodle, a fearsome Wii Fit, taking games over Nectar, a set over Thomas 446, and making a very long run into winners, actually getting dropped from winners at the hands of Eric. So you'll have to see if those two either face again tomorrow or if they face someone equally as fearsome.
Yeah, because I believe tomorrow is everybody who qualifies today goes right into one of the 8 invited players. Those 8 invited players being Ned, #1 in Chicago, Comet, #1 Wisconsin, Yez. I forget where Yez is from. But Yez is really strong Ike man. I know has some really good Wi-Fi results. They're from... check their Smash GG profile.
Don't remember what
it is. Looks like...
I know they have a PGR event under their belt, which is no small feat.
They're from Missouri. Looks like Springfield, Missouri PR is listed. So, a strong Midwest rep. Atata. Yep. It's also in that bracket. Skittles. At Daybreak, you got Raven King and you got Apollo Kage. So just, all-star cast names from the Midwest, waiting for their chance to get this one spot to move on to the GOML finals. They'll be hosted later on. Again, having no in-person GOML this year. It's really cool that we still get the invitational tournament to see all these cool players show up and show us their stuff.
Yeah. Veery, by the way, sitting in loser's bracket awaiting the winner of Andrew T and Colonies. And I have to imagine, just given the matchup, that he's praying for Andrew T to make it through, because you do not want to find yourself as a Rob facing a GOML. Like, that's a particularly difficult matchup.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. You definitely want to be fighting the character that has some stubbier hitboxes against one who can just poke you from across the stage. So it'll be interesting to see what develops there. But yeah, we only have 2 more matches for it. We have our 16 players for tomorrow's bracket, and we're waiting on Crozy and Earl to get started here. And then we'll be seeing Veery up against the winner of the Colonies and Andrew T set. So just 2 more players can make it into this final bracket. It'll be interesting to see who pulls it out, gets the W.
Yeah, this one could go either way. We are going to get Crozy and Earl on in just a moment. It's going to come down to who has that matchup experience more in that recent memory. Earl has played this matchup before. He's won this matchup before. He's played you before. He knows how to win this matchup. It's just whether he can recall how to deal with some of this pressure in the right situation, make the right moves at the right times. Can he do that is the question.
Yeah, and I think the big part is, again, just mixing up your timing with your rising and falling aerials against Mega Man. Just, kind of catching him off guard. If he thinks he's conditioned you one way, just show him that, nope, I didn't fall for it. I get my hit in and just take him for a ride. That's the other big thing is Mega Man, he does have some good tools to reset back to neutral, but his weight and fall speed allow him to be comboed for quite a long time. And again, his fastest escape option besides air dodge is going to be that rush, which still has a little bit of startup on it, even though it does have some iframes around like frame 6. So if you get Mega Man, in the corner, get him above you, you got to take full advantage of it. And Earl was showing, just how far he can push his advantage earlier today in that set against Luma.
Yeah, if Earl can take advantage of his range advantage when boxing, can he get up close, maneuver through either a maze of projectiles up far, or not overextend to the point where he is getting grabbed? Just play at that sort of medium, that Goldilocks distance between the two of them. I think he'll be set if he can manage to find that rhythm early.
Yeah, and again, it also comes back on Crow Z, just how patient you are with your projectiles, how you're using them to condition the opponent. That's a big part of Mega Man's game plan. Usually when I'm playing against Lucina, I want to condition those jump-ins because I know if you're jumping in, I got moves to beat it out. I got up air, I got my Metal Blade out of shield, I got my back air, which actually is a really good tool to contest a lot of sword characters just because of its frame data. A lot of sword characters do have a little bit of startup on their swings, but Mega Man's back air, that's a frame 4 aerial with the disjoint, so you can easily box out some of these swordies with it. So it'll be interesting to see what options Crow Z uses to keep Earl away, because it's not just about the projectiles, it's about that anti-air game as well.
Yeah, if Earl's spacing is even the slightest bit off, as you mentioned, he has the flame sword to deal with that. He has that disjointed back air. Could be facing himself in a very, very tough spot. But again, that is going to require a mistake on Earl's part, and it's going to be on Earl to discover some of those mistakes in the zoning game to even get into that spot.
Yeah, for sure. And also the ledge pressure is another big thing. Is both these characters can ledge trap super well, and they get ledge trap pretty easily as well there. Lucina doesn't have the greatest airspeed, and Mega Man coming off the ledge, you have some mix-ups, especially if you start implementing the wall jump stuff, but it's really easy to just kind of sit there and shield and punish whatever he lands with. So interesting to see the ledge trapping too. Lucina, you got to get around that big disjoint. That forward tilt just covers so much space, catches jumps. But as Mega Man, if you're seeing a Mega Man sitting on ledge with that Metal Blade in hand, you got to be sweating because there are so many things he can do to you with those Z-drop mix-ups.
Yeah, particularly playing as a character without a projectile to answer some of Mega Man. You can't camp Mega Man out because they will come to you if the stock isn't in your favor. So it's going to be on Earl as things begin to make the first move. He's going to be playing grounded to the point where he can, just to avoid getting anti-aired by some of those back airs that you mentioned, some of the Metal Blades, anything that Crow Z wants to throw his way. But after that, it's going to be on to Crow to make that response.
Yeah, again, it's always just a back and forth battle. This is probably one of my matchups that I love to play the most. We actually have a PR Lucina that I play a ton, especially back when we had real brackets where his tag is Project Ego, and we would just go back and forth constantly in set count because there's just so many little adaptations both sides can make to just squeak out a W. It's just a really even matchup. Even though their tools are not similar, they have very similar ideas of how they're going to win this game and how they're going to secure stocks and tack on damage, So it's just a back and forth battle of adaptation, and we'll see who catches on first.
Yeah, Ego represents great matchup practice. I know that Crow Z has faced against Ego at least once, but again, is that fresh in his mind? Is some of that spacing with the back air, is it good enough? Is it practiced enough? Especially when you don't have the luxury of facing some of these online matchups week in and week out. Going through this gauntlet of other characters, is that fresh in your mind? Is it going to be too late to adjust from perhaps a character with a different archetype who doesn't have that same disjoint but plays at a different speed? Are you going to be able to control the rhythm of this game as well against a Lucina, against a player with a strong disjoint, against a player who can use that strong disjoint well, and against someone who can dictate the tempo of the game from the go?
Yeah, for sure. And again, the offstage interaction is just as important as the ledge trapping game in this matchup. Mega Man's down air is just really nice because you have this really good projectile that spikes, kills early, and you don't have to be anywhere near the opponent, risking getting hit or risking a trade. And it works really well against Dolphin Slash. It catches the upswing very easily, but it's just, how do you get Lucina to up Dolphin Slash in that right position for it? A lot of times, see Mega Man's throw Metal Blades or Leaf Shields out there to just kind of force them to go low and then look for that snipe with the down air. But in the same vein, if you're Mega Man against Lucina, you got to be super careful off stage. You go high, you run the risk of getting juggled by up air because it will just go through a down air that you're trying to land with or a Leaf Shield. And if you're going low, Lucina can just walk off there, back air, forward air you, especially if you like to pull your Crash Bomb in that same spot every time. So right now, we're going to cut to the lobby. Got a little exhibition match here. Rickles showing off his Ganondorf stuff. Not sure who is on the Roy, but
this might be Earl, actually.
Oh, actually, yeah, it is Earl. So Earl's Roy against Rickles Ganon. These two guys both have played plenty of times in bracket, both of them being from the Chicago area, both of them being PR. So cute little exhibition as we wait for Crow Z to enter the arena.
Yeah, as you mentioned with the effectiveness of down air, another factor that might be in Crow Z's favor is Lucina's pretty average airspeed. If he does want to plant a down air off stage, we'll have plenty of room to do so if he gets Earl, or if he gets Crow. No, I'm sorry, if he does get Earl into a precarious situation towards the side blast zone. If he has the time to react, he will have a shot to put one down.
Yeah, I mean, the airspeed is kind of just a huge part of what I like about the matchup is, Lucina's aerials are very threatening. You got to be very respectful of them, but the airspeed can allow her or allow you as the Mega Man player, just even playing against Lucina in general, to really kind of judge where she's going and just get those correct reads, get that correct positioning, and just kind of outspace and play around that disjoint. It's just really satisfying to get right. So I'm always one who just loves this matchup. Be great to see. I'm just kind of stalling for time. Oh, looks like Crow Z unfortunately is DQing, so we will not see the matchup. I am upset, but we get it. That's the one thing about Wi-Fi brackets is, you never know how much time you can actually commit to them, and just, being in the comfort of your own home, it's really easy to just hop into other things. I actually think Crow Z was trying to meet up with an old friend of his today. I was talking about that earlier, so definitely expected, and you want to get those times in. So Earl will actually be qualifying for the Finals Day playoff. And he's a player who definitely deserves to be there again, being, I believe, top 5 in Chicago. So it'll be great to see him play tomorrow, which means we're just down to, I think, one last qualifying set.
Yeah, that's the nature of online brackets. And I'm sorry, it's a shame that we're not going to be able to see more Mega Man on stream. But as we await the winner of Colonies and Andrew T to face off against Viri, again, that could be very, very difficult. Whoever emerges from that victorious.
Looks like we might have something coming through. Because, we are still waiting on that Colonies and Andrew set. Looks like there's not been a game reported yet, but we'll see what the update from the TOs is. Just kind of waiting to see what happens as we get into the end of this top 32 bracket. Again, you guys can catch us here tomorrow on Even Matchup Gaming, playing out that finals bracket. Yep. Sounds good. Looks like we actually might be getting that true exhibition after all. Earl versus Rickles. Just to, again, buy us some time here. We don't want that arena closing down. So you guys want to see some hype matches. All right.
Absolutely. Who doesn't love to see Rickles play? And again, no matter the opponent. In this interim, just want to give a quick shout out to Red Bull Gaming as well as EMG, the whole team there, for putting this event on. It's just been so lovely to see some of these top talents, even before the invitational players get thrown into the mix, showcase what they've been able to do on a stage like this. And those two have been making this possible all day. So shout outs to both of them.
Yep. Again, Red Bull bringing that really nice replay feature to the table. And again, we'll be seeing a really cool exhibition here coming up. Earl versus Rickles. Again, this is not tournament. Actually, I think, if that Andrew T and Colony set is finished, I think whoever wins that actually does move on to the final bracket for tomorrow, as I think Viri is DQing due to prior commitments, so he cannot play in tomorrow's tournament. But so we're going to leave you guys empty-handed here. even though bracket is pretty much over, we will be having one last exhibition match of two of Chicago's greatest players going at it. So stay tuned.
Indeed, it's going to be the small sword versus the big sword. Earl, have to see if he does go Roy in this matchup. I know he's been experimenting with some of it, although Rickles thinks that Gannon actually wins that matchup just because of the range advantage. He does need to get up close. And Gannon, if you're getting up close, he finds one grab, he finds one down tilt, one juggle. You're at 50 all of a sudden before you can even consider your own situation.
Yep, and Roy is a character, again, who just wants to get in, get that damage, get those quick hits. And if you slip up once against Ganondorf, you're in a world of hurt. Ganon's all about the punish game.
Indeed, as well. Even with Roy going off stage, drop zone Nair from Ganon. It's a long-lasting aerial that can trade or even beat Roy's up special hitbox if well spaced.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But of course, Ganondorf off stage, you think his recovery is very limited, but as Roy, you got to be very wary of that up special. That up special has a lot of mix-ups and a lot of ways that you can drift with it. So you always got to be respectful as Ganon off stage and even in the corner as well, just because, again, that one misstep, that one overextension can cost you a stock with Ganon's quick out of shield, up smash. I mean, it's not super quick, but it is a huge threat and covers a huge amount of space. So always got to be respectful of that. And it'd be a great set to watch if we do see the Roy Ganon, but we could always see Lucina, or I know Earl also has some time on Crom.
Indeed, it could be any one of those stories you mentioned. Ganon's up smash is frame 24, so with Roy's aerials and Crom's aerials in particular, Earl is going to have to massively misspace those to get hit by that, but he can still whiff punish with that. And if he does read a roll or something, it can be terrifying.
Yeah, looks like here we go into the exhibition match. Earl versus Rickle is going to get some Roy versus Ganon coming your way. So we're getting right into it. Maybe not. Might be a button check. Oh, this is real. I'm being told this is actual gameplay. All right, here we go.
Oh my goodness. He almost went for it all right there. That downer just narrowly missing after both the Nair and Wizard's Foot. That might be a dead Ganon. No, Rickles did manage to hold on to his jump.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing is Rickles has spent so much time on this character. He knows, just how to get out of those tricky situations. He knows the value of holding onto his resources. But yeah, I mean, this is just going to be kind of a slugfest. Both these guys going to be looking for that one hit. But there he goes. Earl going to get the back air to get the stage spike. I believe that actually might have even been the weak hit of back air there, sealing up the stock.
Yeah, may have been. I don't think Rickles was expecting that at all. Perhaps just Earl. I think the expectation on Earl is that shield looks very low, is that he's either going to stay on stage or attempt to hit Rickles back even further, but the stage spike might not have even crossed Rickles' mind.
And we see already, Earl's even up, or has the percents at even, almost lapped Rickles in percent. Rickles going to have to find that attack, and he does. Getting the reverse to the up smash there, spacing perfectly around Roy's get up attack, get that hit in, and secure the stock.
Yeah, such a fearsome option. Rickles still down 83%, but does manage to get things going. That up smash negative on hit at low percents.
Yeah, I really like that mix up with the Wizard's kick Rickles had there. A lot of times when you see the Ganons go for the whiz kick, they'll just end up off stage, jump out of the way and kind of just reset. But that time he actually landed on stage. Earl kind of ran over there and was just kind of caught in an awkward situation where Rickles was able to find that up smash.
Yeah, he did manage to just tech that and well-placed planting the back air onto Rickles. Earl's still in the lead, but Rickles has already closed the gap, and with that flame choke at ledge, we are down to last stock.
Yep, do not shield in the corner against Ganon. That up B is just going to come out in a matter of time. But we're seeing Rickles, putting on a ton of pressure there. That down air on shield had, Earl just sat there and shielded, and up smash could have even popped it. Rickles is just relentless with this pressure, but Earl finds the one hit he needs to reverse the situation.
Yeah, and after that dark dive, it's just so fearful. One mistake, one slip up. Earl's right around that F smash attempt.
Able to get that this time, though. Earl going to do the standard get up and be able to shield it, but not enough to get back. Rickles taking game one of our exhibition.
Yeah, just shorting his recovery a little bit. It is the right idea from Earl because you never want to find yourself on the receiving end of a down air like that. Just made it too difficult for himself.
Again, that's the one disadvantage with Roy. There's just that linear recovery. There's just not a lot of gas in the tank for him if he does get knocked off at those like awkward horizontal angles. There's only so much drift on up B, and Roy doesn't have, the greatest drift himself as a character. And Ganon has a plethora of moves that just send at that angle. So it'd be a little bit tricky, and I can see why Rickles, is definitely a proponent of this matchup, is a good matchup for Ganon.
Yeah, we've seen him get in a couple times, and with Earl needing to actually go in despite the disjoint that he has, it's making things very difficult as he does find the flank choke at ledge.
With the punish there and not able to secure the stock, because honestly that up B from Earl could have been death against Ganon. I mean, just the power in this character, but there's that weak back hit, the back air, gonna send Ganon down into the depths. I mean, that's just such a weird mix-up fighting Roy off stage. Is sometimes you get hit with a noodle hit of the sword and you're just like, do I tech now? Do I have to tech? It's really, kind of just something you got to know in the matchup as to when to tech and when to not. But Earl keeping the pressure on here.
For the second time, the back air as Earl attempts to recover high.
I mean, just Rickles, showing how crazy Ganon's movement can get. He was down in the depths and then just zipped up, was able to get that ledge jump back air and secure a stock. Like, people complain about Ganon being a little bit on the slower side, but, it just requires good movement as a player to be able to make them work and be able to find those stocks and find the damage.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Rickles, a master of just saving those resources till the moment he needs to. Never looks like he's going to make it back, but somehow he always does.
Yeah, you cannot underestimate the snap on that Ganon up B. He can reach that ledge from miles away. And there's even a little hitbox at the end as well if you're trying to stand on stage. That fist coming up with this purple smoke on it can knock you away. But Ganon actually, his recovery does have some little quirks about it that catch people off guard.
Earl flame choke again, but Earl manages to survive with his life intact. The up special not going to kill a character as heavy as Ganon. Rickles still at about 160.
Yep, but going to use that up air to take the stock. Ganon up air has always been just such a strong move. It covers so much space, and it's a really fast option for him as well. The up B coming out from Earl, not going to kill again. That move is in fact stale. And of course, if you're starting that Roy up B on the ground, you do get the armor, so I can see why Earl's opting for that option.
That attack again. Rickles into 200. The landing up air is going to get the kill. Usually a combo starter for Roy, but in the end, it's going to be a kill option at this high percent.
Yeah, normally you don't see characters live that long against a character like Roy with so much kill power, but Rickles is just, finding the ways out of these tricky situations, able to keep his stocks forever. Hoping Earl ran into that forward smash, but Rickles is just still being relentless with his pressure here.
Recover roll. Earl, too much of a veteran to do that.
A pretty even game right now. And both these guys kind of scrapping in the corner. One good hit in the corner will do it for either character at this percent. And there it is, the falling forward air, going to catch the jump and seal up a game for Rickles here in the exhibition match.
Yeah, well done to Rickles, the Ganondorf extraordinaire. Again, you don't think this is going to be a good matchup for Roy or for Ganon, just from the looks of things. Roy is widely considered to be a top of high tier, even a top tier character, against a character many consider to be among the bottom 5 in the game. But that range disadvantage is just so key because you do need to go in. You cannot camp Ganon out for as slow of a character that he is. You can't expose yourself off stage for the fear of getting reverse edge guarded or even getting edge guarded yourself.
Yeah, people are always like, Ganon's not good. He's so easy to camp out, but you underestimate just the urge of players to want to go and get that percent. You make one little overextension and it can be your stock. And Rickles just showing that, Earl misspaces one move or fades in at the wrong time. He's, losing his stock super early. So it was also interesting to notice that Rickles was able to live to over 200 in that last game, and I think that is going to be it for today. So even though you guys didn't get to see a full-fledged bracket match, we got a nice exhibition from 2 very strong Chicago region players. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's bracket. Again, catch us tomorrow here on Even Matchup Gaming for the finals, where 16 players from Midwest, 8 qualifiers from today, and 8 top Midwest players duke it out for a spot in the GOML finals. So, and shout outs to Even Matchup Gaming and Red Bull for helping us sponsor this event.
Absolutely. If you liked anything you saw from some of the players today, you liked some of this top talent from Gromp, from the likes of Noodle, from Earl. All of these players are going to be here tomorrow from Remix, from Starman. These are going to be some of the players facing off against established top players in the Midwest. So we'll have to see how those clashes go down tomorrow. But that's going to be it for us today. Solar Man, it's been a pleasure as always. It's been fun.
Yeah. It's always a good time commentating with you, Bronk. We've done plenty of locals together, so it's great to just, talk about the great players here in the Midwest. It's awesome to see so many players showing up today and seeing so many players that, I recognize, and I've fought plenty of times to bracket qualify for the top 16 tomorrow. And there's some really good sets coming up for you guys tomorrow. We got Ned versus Noodle, Comet versus Lazy Zach, Yez and Earl, Tata and Gromp, Skittles and Eric, Daybreak and Captain Remix, Raven King, and I believe the winner of that Colonies and Andrew set, which I think is still actually undecided. We're just waiting on the results of that. And then, of course, for our last one, we have Apollo Kage versus Starman. So plenty of great Midwest PR players and some non-PR players also showing up to bracket for a hype set of matches tomorrow.
Yeah, typically, as a commentator, I'll often say that just being a bit facetious, anyone could take this. But legitimately, any one of them could take this. It's a Wi-Fi event, so there is that added factor. But we've seen all of these players make deep runs in past events, both online and offline, and anyone could take down anyone else given the right matchup and given the right state of mind on tomorrow.
Yeah, so again, thanks for coming out, guys. This has been our broadcast for today. I'm Solar Man, and this is Broncopolis. Again, our Twitters are below if you guys want to give us a follow or check us out. We tend to commentate a lot of matches here for Midwest Wi-Fi locals. Again, you can always catch us Thursday nights with Hit Point Online and other events, but you guys can join us right back here on Even Matchup Gaming tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for that final set of top 16 players. Again, lots of good matches coming your way, so join us again tomorrow to end it off.
Peace out.
Yep. Peace out, guys. Have a good one, and join us tomorrow.